that's reputable. Adelphoi is a place to have ample opportunities for promotion. There's nothing that Adelphoi won't do for you personally and professionally. Come on in.
I am the swiftest creature alive. I can make it. I will make it.
That's where we come in. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians
been family-owned and operated and serving Latrobe and beyond since 1958. Whether you're pre-planning your own arrangements or celebrating a loved one's life well lived, we offer traditional and green burials, cremation, and aftercare services. Allow our family to walk with yours on one of life's most difficult journeys. We are most appreciative of your trust, and we will do our best to prove that we are where dignity prevails.
The Wildcat Student Store has the largest variety of clothing and merchandise you'll find anywhere, for any time of year. Shop in store or online and have your order shipped to you or picked up at the high school. Let's go, Cats!
Hi, I'm Matthew Alamo, the McDonald's owner here in Latrobe, and we are striving to be leaders in the community for fundraising for schools and nonprofits. So come on in for Digital Days at McDonald's and support these local organizations. While you're here, have a tasty meal and check out the great benefits for employment. Go Wildcats!
Hello, my name's Steve Lamani, and I want to introduce you to the #1 real estate team in your area.
We pride ourselves in giving back to our community.
That's why we have this box truck to make the moving experience easier for our clients. At Team Lamani, our clients always come first.
And we're here to help our clients reach new heights.
We keep track of every detail for you.
Thank you for trusting us with such an important job, and go Cats!
Some moments will be cherished forever. They shape who we become. We are Home Team Collections, your sports and graduation gift headquarters. And we honor these moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Why deal with the hassle of big city airports and connecting flights? At All Palmer Regional Airport in Latrobe, we make travel simple. Enjoy free parking right by the terminal, quick check-ins, and no long lines. All on a relaxed, easy-to-navigate airport. But the best part? You've got non-stop flights to sunny Orlando and Myrtle Beach every day. Plus, enjoy convenient twice-weekly service to Fort Lauderdale. No layovers, no stress, just smooth, non-stop service straight to your favorite vacation spots. Tired of flying into a bigger airport just to stand in line and catch a connection? Skip the chaos. Fly direct from Latrobe and start your getaway the smart way. Fly Latrobe. Fly direct. Fly smart.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood to stop at Hotel Loyal Pizza in the heart of downtown Latrobe on Ligonier Street. Since opening our doors in 1953, Hotel Loyal Pizza has proudly served the Latrobe area. From pizza, sandwiches, sides, salads, and so much more. Whether you're taking out or dining in, our menu has something for everyone. As if the company here wasn't enough to stop in, try one bite of our highly acclaimed pizza and you're sure to be hooked. Visit our website at hotelloyalpizza.com or call us at 724-537-3741. Go Cats!
Your eyes are the windows to the world, and that's no small task. That's why when it comes to eye care, you can't afford to treat your eyes with anything less than the best. Here at Youngwood Eye Care, our vision is keeping your vision in tip-top shape, whatever your eye care needs may be. Whether you're dealing with dry eyes, need a comprehensive exam, specialty contacts, or looking for the latest trends in eyewear, Youngwood Eye Care has you covered. We do it all and so much more. Book an appointment today and give your eyes the care they deserve at Youngwood Eye Care.
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats!
I'm proud to work with an organization that known across the state that's reputable. Adelphoi is a place to have ample opportunities for promotion. There's nothing that Adelphoi won't do for you personally and professionally. Come on in.
I am the swiftest creature alive. I can make it. I will make it.
That's where we come in. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians and state-of-the-art facilities have you covered. Body repairs, refinishing, glass replacement, and more. Our friendly office staff is happy to assist you through every step of your vehicle's repair process. Visit thecollisionshopbyjason.com for our complete list of services.
Hi, I'm Jason Brinker. This is my wife Hannah Brinker, our daughter Charlotte, and our son Stephen.
And we welcome you to Lamani Brinker Funeral Home.
Located on the corner of Weldon Street and Lincoln Avenue, we've been family-owned and operated and serving Latrobe and beyond since 1958. Whether you're pre-planning your own arrangements or celebrating a loved one's life well lived, we offer traditional and green burials, cremation, and aftercare services. Allow our family to walk with yours on one of life's most difficult journeys. We are most appreciative of your trust, and we will do our best to prove that we are where dignity prevails.
The Wildcat Student Store has the largest variety of clothing and merchandise you'll find anywhere, for any time of year. Shop in store or online and have your order shipped to you or picked up at the high school. Let's go, Cats!
Hi, I'm Matthew Alamo, the McDonald's owner here in Latrobe, and we are striving to be leaders in the community for fundraising for schools and nonprofits. So come on in for digital days at McDonald's and support these local organizations. While you're here, have a tasty meal and check out the great benefits for employment. Go Wildcats!
Hello, my name's Steve Lamani, and I want to introduce you to the #1 real estate team in your area.
We pride ourselves in giving back to our community.
That's why we have this box truck to make the moving experience easier for our clients. At Team Lamani, our clients always come first.
And we're here to help our clients reach new heights.
We keep track of every detail for you.
Thank you for trusting us with such an important job, and go Cats!
Some moments will be cherished forever. They shape who we become. We are Home Team Collections, your sports and graduation gift headquarters. And we honor these moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Why deal with the hassle of big city airports and connecting flights? At All Palmer Regional Airport in Latrobe, we make travel simple. Enjoy free parking right by the terminal, quick check-ins, and no long lines. All on a relaxed, easy-to-navigate airport. But the best part? We've got non-stop flights to sunny Orlando and Myrtle Beach every day. Plus, enjoy convenient twice-weekly service to Fort Lauderdale. No layovers, no stress, just smooth, non-stop service straight to your favorite vacation spots. Tired of flying into a bigger airport just to stand in line and catch a connection? Skip the chaos. Fly direct from Latrobe and start your getaway the smart way. Fly Latrobe. Fly direct. Fly smart.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood to stop at Hotel Loyal Pizza in the heart of downtown Latrobe on Ligonier Street. Since opening our doors in 1953, Hotel Loyal Pizza has proudly served the Latrobe area. From pizza, sandwiches, sides, salads, and so much more. Whether you're taking out or dining in, our menu has something for everyone. As if the company here wasn't enough to stop in, try one bite of our highly acclaimed pizza and you're sure to be hooked. Visit our website at hotelloyalpizza.com or call us at 724-537-3741. Go Cats!
Your eyes are the windows to the world, and that's no small task. That's why when it comes to eye care, you can't afford to treat your eyes with anything less than the best. Here at Youngwood Eye Care, our vision is keeping your vision in tip-top shape, whatever your eye care needs may be. Whether you're dealing with dry eyes, need a comprehensive exam, specialty contacts, or looking for the latest trends in eyewear, Youngwood Eye Care has you covered. We do it all and so much more. Book an appointment today and give your eyes the care they deserve at Youngwood Eye Care.
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats!
I'm proud to work with an organization that's known across the state, that's reputable. Adelphoi is a place to have ample opportunities for promotion. There's nothing that Adelphoi won't do for you personally and professionally. Come on in.
I gotta live and I gotta do it like that. The haters fussing, but I gotta do what's right. You never know when the day you gotta go, so you gotta lift it up and get love in your soul, yeah. It's kinda common to be down, but don't stay like that. Yeah. You gotta know that there's only one of you. Why? To yourself, be true, man. That's why you gotta do it. Keep your head up, rise above the blue. Yeah, I gotta live. I want to, yeah. I wanna live now.
It's the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group as we welcome you inside Latrobe Memorial Stadium for this contest tonight as WPIAL 5A Big East section play begins tonight as the Greater Latrobe Wildcats prepare to take on the Franklin Regional Panthers. Hello, my friends. We welcome you into the St. Vincent College pre-show. Rooted in Benedictine values, St. Vincent College turns 1,500 years of tradition into a thriving modern education. Explore diverse academic programs, discover your purpose, and gain the skills to make a lasting impact. Apply now for fall 2026 or schedule a tour online at stvincent.edu as we officially welcome you to the St. Vincent College pregame show. I'm Colton the Bias, joined alongside Richard Hillwig. So, Richard, wrapping up last weekend, it was a tough night, a night that just wasn't meant to be for the Cats. The tough loss, 35-0 against Norwin, but every cloud does have a silver lining, and a lot of them for the Cats, knowing that it was a 6A contest, and for section play, a game that didn't matter for the Cats, but this game, that's a different story tonight.
Yeah, and it gives them a chance to respond again. We saw what happened in Week 0 from their loss against Connellsville, and we saw how they came out in Week 1 against the Mustangs. They came out with a fast start, and they ended up responding by winning in overtime, 42-35. So it does give them another chance to respond, and I like to say it this way, where those games are important, but they don't matter at the end of the day. Now the games matter, and they're important. So tonight, I think, is a big test for the Wildcats. They started off on the wrong footing in conference play last year rather. So get started on the right foot tonight, respond from last week, and hopefully carry it into the future games here throughout the rest of the regular season.
And on the other side, a tough start to the 2025 season.
Got mercy ruled last week by Upper St. Clair in a battle of the Panthers, 49-6. It was courtesy of Ethan Hellman's 5 touchdown passes that led the way for Upper St. Clair. Jet Taylor got Franklin Regional's lone 5-yard touchdown. We're going to be saying a lot of Jet Taylor's name tonight. He's their lead back for the Panthers. But I want to go back a little bit to last week for Greater Latrobe against the Knights. I felt like last week was, without a doubt, the biggest test that they faced early on in the regular season, at least this early part of the regular season. And it showed them a different dynamic of play where they haven't really seen that in the past couple of years. Norwin came out with a fast up-tempo offense, and they held the Wildcats to 3 and out on the first drive. Then they just dictated play from that way forward. The Knights capped off a fast up-tempo first drive with a touchdown pass from Tristan Tavares to Josh Leonard from 17 yards out to make it 7-0 Norwin. And then Norwin, again, went right down the field after they forced another drive-stopping play. 2-yard touchdown run by Giovanni Rotroff made it 14-0 at the end of quarter one. After a couple of stops by the Wildcats defense, Tristan Tavares got the Knights back on the board. A 48-yard touchdown pass to Potter Brzezinski. That was a nice little play there, nice little highlight play. Tavares had a lot of time in the pocket, and Brzezinski was able to make a move down that right sideline for the 48-yard touchdown. Norman added two third-quarter touchdown runs by Tristan Tavares from 30 yards and 13 yards out to push the lead to 35-0, and that would stand as the final. It was just not a good night for the Wildcats, to put it bluntly. Dom Scart was 7 of 18 for 49 yards. AJ Yaboa had 14 rushes for 48 yards. Really couldn't get anything going in both the passing and the running games. Eli Meter, though, did catch his first two passes of the season, 2 receptions for 29 yards. And I think Aaron Gaskey is becoming a nice, important factor in this offense now. Not only on offense, but we've seen what he's been doing on defense as far as stopping the run and being able to rush the passer. He had 3 catches for 15 yards. And so when I think of what the Wildcats can do here tonight, they got to find a way to get balance in their attack. That's the one thing that I'm looking for tonight.
Indeed, and going over to Franklin Regional, like we just talked about, we are definitely going to be saying Jet Taylor's name a lot tonight, number 17 for Franklin Regional, the junior running back, because 78 rushing attempts on the season through the first 3 games of the season for the Panthers, and that is second in all of the WPIAL, not just 5A, in all of the WPIAL. Jet Taylor is second in rushing attempts on the season, only 2 ahead of the top rushing attempter heading into tonight with David Dennison from Bethel Park. So I think it's safe to say we are going to be saying Taylor's name a lot tonight.
We're going to be saying his name a lot tonight, and I don't even think we've mentioned about the history of this rivalry, the newly coined Route 22 rivalry between these two teams, because it has been barn-burning games for the past 4 times they've met. Franklin Regional came back from a huge halftime deficit in 2021. Greater Latrobe then went to Franklin Regional in 2022 with a 36-33 double overtime win, courtesy of Robert Fulton's history-making night at Greater Latrobe. And then we're going to touch on it here in a minute, but 28-21 Franklin Regional here back in 2023, back here at Memorial Stadium that game was. And then last year, it was just a 3-0 game decided in the late minutes by the leg of Joey Bain to win it 3-0 for Franklin Regional. So all the games decided by 1 possession, or in this case, back in 2022, game-deciding play by Robert Fulton.
Yeah, and Richard, you were there last year in Murraysville, assuming that you were at those other close contests as well. So like you said, the Route 22 rivalry, this should be a good one. And what did you see from both defenses last year that had it result in that 3-0 victory, knowing that there wasn't a touchdown, just that 1 field goal?
I just think it's about, from the past, at least last year, it was about just leaving it all out there, knowing how important this game was. You want to set the tone right, and knowing how the external expectations that were placed upon both programs going into last year. I think we knew kind of going in that, yeah, both teams had their stars, and yeah, both stars made plays, in particular on the ground, but they knew that it was going to be running the football. They knew it was going to be defense leading the way, and as a result, I don't think anyone had 3-0 written on their score sheet, but at least that's a prediction, but 3-0 was what it got, and again, decided by 1 possession late in the stages of the 4th quarter.
And Franklin Regional, this is a program, like we said, that's trying to get back on track with their head coach, Lance Getsy, who took over for Greg Botta, who was the longtime head coach for Franklin Regional. I believe you have to go back to 1993. That was his first year, with his final year in 2020. And Lance Getsy taking this program to the WPIAL playoffs. Every single year he has been in charge of this program. His first year was 2021, with Franklin Regional being in 5A then, losing the Penn Hills in the first round, though, 38-6 in the 2021 WPIAL tournament, and then moving along to 2022 in the sophomore season for Lance Getsy. Having a look here at the 5A bracket with Franklin Regional, the number 3 seed, but they lost to the number 6 seed, Woodland Hills, 21-0. And then in 2023, the Panthers, they were able to take on, in the 5A bracket, the number 1 seed, Peters Township, 35-0 was the final. Peters Township would go on to take the WPIAL championship 2 years ago. And Franklin Regional winning a playoff game for the first time since 2018, 1 year ago, in the 5A bracket when they defeated North Hills 17-16, and then Franklin Regional will go on to lose to Pine Richland 42-0. And Pine Richland, they would of course go on to take the WPIAL 5A championship a season ago. So a lot of consistency for this Panthers program, Rich. You know, just like the Cats with their 3-year playoff streak on the line here this season. So it's a battle of two teams and two programs that have been so consistent over the past few years. So like we talked about, this is such a big game as both teams want to get off to a strong start with Big East play.
Oh, no doubt about it. And again, it starts tonight. They meet for the third straight year, early in the season. Last year was conference play, the first game of conference play. The prior 2 years were just non-section, filling the games in week 1. Going back to week 3 last season, it was a pure defensive battle from start to finish. But then in the third quarter, Alex Tash broke away for a long run of 65 yards to set the Cats up in business, but it was instead stripped of the football and Franklin Regional covered. Late in the fourth quarter, Franklin Regional put one good drive together, and Joey Bain knocked in the 22-yard field goal to put Franklin Regional in front for the win, 3-0 Golden.
As we are stepping aside here for the national anthem in the Greater Latrobe alma mater for this contest tonight, and we will also have a chance to catch up with Richard's conversation with Coach McIntyre. You're watching the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group, the St. Vincent College pregame show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, members of the 7th and 8th grade concert band and junior color guard will take the field with our Wildcat marching band to perform for you as part of the annual band night. The band will be playing 4 selections for you this evening, including Iron Man, Let's Go Band, Bad Romance, and A Land of 1,000 Dances. How about a nice round of applause for our 7th and 8th graders as they join our great Wildcat marching band. Wildcat fans, we're continued to share something new for the 2025 season, our Friday Fuel the Team sponsorship. Each home game, a sponsor provides a pregame meal for our Wildcats and coaching staff. Tonight's sponsor is Realty One Group, Team Lamani, who made sure the entire team was fueled up and ready to play tonight. A big Wildcat thank you to Realty One Group, Team Lamani, for supporting our players and coaches. Team Lamani, the #1 real estate team in Westmoreland County, is proud to serve the community with top-notch real estate services. They even offer a free box truck for all their clients to use. For more information, contact one of their dedicated agents, Steve Lamani, Colby Grasmick, Lindsay Fillmore, Will Redinger, Chris Kravetsky, Sean Kalo, or Riley Smida. Team Lamani, moving you in the right direction.
Ahead of the Wildcats' Week 3 matchup against the Franklin Regional Panthers. And Coach, it was tough sledding against the Norman Knights in Week 2. What's the best way to not only move forward from your 35-0 loss, but also to learn from it as well?
In any game you play, whether it's a big win, a big loss, or anywhere in the middle, you certainly can find some good in it. You can find some bad in it. And I think that's, we kind of take that approach each week and evaluate what we do, evaluate ourselves individually as well as a unit. And, we had some kids step in and play roles last week that, maybe they weren't used to playing, whether it was different positions or Mason Winchinsky makes his first start as a freshman at left guard. And truthfully, you go back and look at the tape and you see a lot of good plays there from him. You see a lot of hard work and good effort. And those are the kind of things that we're looking for, that we're looking to build on. People getting better and better each week. And as a team, if individually we get better each week, as a team, we're going to do the same as well. So we're going to we have taken a look at everything that kind of we could have done a lot better last Friday, mesh that with what we did well, and also look back in the games before that, and kind of hopefully take the best out of what we've done through 3 weeks here, and looked at how can we get that on the field this Friday. So we had a good week of practice, and we worked on correcting a lot of those mistakes, and at the same time while building on kind of some of the positives that we took from the Norwin game as well.
One player so far that's looked really good throughout the first 3 games, and his production and his role seems to continue to grow, has been Aaron Gasky, a sophomore. With him becoming a nice target for Dom and Ty in the passing game, but also with his ability to stop the run and be able to rush the passer on the defensive line as well. What have you noticed from him early on in order for him to find success in his role?
Yeah, Aaron has been a really, really solid player for us this year, and that doesn't come to any surprise. He's a hard worker. Even at the end of last year, he got a little bit of varsity time, so we knew that what he's capable of, and the whole world's kind of getting to see that now. And, as a sophomore playing both ways, he's got a lot on his plate. And, he has a wide catch radius. After the catch, he's able to make some plays. He's an athletic kid. And then on defense, defensive end position's tough. He's getting double-teamed a lot. He's good at fighting that. He's good at splitting it, getting off blocks. And as you said, with his pass rush, we're getting some of our best pressures from him. So he's playing a lot of snaps. We're asking a lot of them right now, and he's really matured quickly and rose up to that. We're really proud of the work he's put in, and not just throughout the season, but year-round to get in position to do that. So, as a sophomore, like anybody else, we evaluate his play, and as he does as well, and look for ways that we can get even better. And I know that he tries to do that, but at the same time, he's playing at a pretty high level. So we're going to continue to utilize him as much as we can, certainly.
From this point forward, all but one of your games are Big East Conference games. And as you transition into this part of your season, obviously the games are much more important. What would you say is probably some of the most important aspects of Big East play as opposed to the late August, early September games?
Oh, for sure. And then every game means a lot. All the games we played up to this point, they carried a lot of weight with them as well. And, we get in a situation like last year where our spot in the playoffs came down to a wild card, and those non-conference games matter, and we stress that all along. And what you do in those could be the difference of getting in and getting out. But now that we're in conference play, these matter. And we always talk about earning an 11th game. We're guaranteed 10 games. We have to earn the 11th one. And really, it starts right now. Everybody controls their fate right now. And the weight that each game carries is so important. A loss could really set you back and put you up against it and put you in a position where you have to win games or else you're not going to get to play that 11th game. Whereas a win kind of puts you in the driver's seat in some situations where, you take care of your business down the stretch. You could get one of those guaranteed spots and you don't have to wait to come down to a wild card. So we play in a great conference. It's tough competition each week. Really good teams. There's a lot of history in our conference. Teams winning with state titles and WPIAL titles. And we're going to face all that throughout the year. We're going to go into some stadiums that are really tough to play. We're fortunate to get to open here in front of the home crowd against Franklin. But all you have to do is go back and look at the box score from the Franklin game for the last 3 years. Basically, all of them came down to the last play, last series. And I don't expect any different this week. And that's Big East football. It's tough. You can expect a hard-fought game. You can expect a physical game every week. And certainly among all opponents, this one here tonight is one that you can expect that for as much as anybody.
Like you alluded to, tonight you guys face off against the Franklin Regional Panthers. And like you said, all 3 of the last games have come down to one-possession games. You begin Big East Conference play tonight. What will be key in order to get things going in Big East play and get you guys back in the win column?
We've really put an emphasis all week on how each play matters so much. And each individual play, when you take a look at the last 3 years, as you said, coming down to the wire, coming down to the last play in a couple of those games, every play throughout the game is going to matter so much. Every block is going to matter. Every ball that's in the air, catch that's made, turnover opportunity, they're all going to matter. And when we go back and look tomorrow, before the play starts, you don't know that this is going to be the play that changes the outcome of the game, or in some cases the outcome of the season. So we really have to, every single play, treat it like everything's on the line. We got to put together a full 4 quarters of football here, offense, defense, special teams. I know the special teams, I think that we've seen improvements with each week, and that's something that we've emphasized since day one here and how important that is in determining the outcome of the game. So I think we're looking to, at times we've shown what we're capable of, and at times we've shown flashes of a good football team. So that's kind of the key here tonight, this week, is to put that together for 4 quarters and every play, execute, go to the whistle, do everything the way that we're supposed to do, and the way that this game's meant to be played. And ultimately that, I think when you go back and look and say each play I did what I was supposed to do, I gave it my all, and there's not that one play that you regret here or there. More often than not, when you go back and you can do that, the outcome of the game reflects, a good feeling that you had because you threw it all, put it all out there.
Coach McIntyre, thanks as always, and best of luck against Franklin Regional.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Back here on the St. Vincent College pregame show, both teams still waiting to come on out as we are just about ready to play some Big East Conference football here tonight as Greater Latrobe prepares to take on the Franklin Regional Panthers. And Richard, what do you think your keys to the game are tonight before we head along to the starting lineups?
Respond. And like Coach McIntyre said, you have to execute. At this point, throw away the records. Franklin Regional's 0-3. Throw that away. Greater Latrobe's 1-2. Throw that away. You're both 0-0 coming into conference play tonight. Tonight is where the season truly begins. I know technically you get some preparation with those non-section games to help prepare you for this moment, but this is how you earn the 11th game that they have always talked about for the past 4 years. You start tonight and you build on it, regardless of the outcome. You start tonight and build on it.
As we are just about ready to go for the starting lineups, got 2 other Big East games going on tonight. Kiski area taking on Gateway, and Penn Trafford taking on Woodland Hills. Armstrong, the Cats' opponent next week. They have a 5A, 6A matchup tonight against Cannon McMillan. As we are just about ready to go here, if Richard, you want a chance to take over us the last time these 2 teams met in that 3-0 final, and then we will get to the starting lineups.
Well, I kind of touched on the 3-0 game before we went to break, before the interview. So why not we talk about the last time the game was here?
2023?
That was a little bit of an interesting one, to put it lightly. It was back and forth, as mentioned. Franklin Regional Greater Latrobe scored on the second play. It was John Wetzel to Jaton Williams, 68 yards for a 6-0 lead. And then Franklin Regional answered with a Chase Lemke pass to Aiden Hudock from 38 yards out to make the score 7-6. Lemke then had a touchdown pass 15 yards to Austin Kearns to make it 14-6 Franklin Regional. And then Jaton Williams got the kickoff return from 99 yards out, and two-point conversion tied it at 14. Alex Tash went 47 yards in the Wildcat to make it 21-14 Greater Latrobe at the half. But then two touchdowns by Kyle Dupil in the third quarter made it 28-21. Franklin Regional was running out the clock. Cody Crawl got a fumble recovery. Wetzel to Williams then went 31 yards. Brady Perhovic ran it 4 yards, and Greater Latrobe added it to 2. Right in that corner where the camera is put out here, right near that hash mark, that's where John Wetzel was hosed not once but twice. Franklin Regional held on for a 28-21 win.
Thank you so much, Richard, as I believe we just are about ready to go for our starting lineups presented by Maine's Chiropractic.
You mentioned it. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Maine's Chiropractic. Looking for professional chiropractic and wellness care? Maine's Chiropractic, with offices in Greensburg and Homer City, offers full preventive sports and occupational services for patients of all ages. Call Maine's Chiropractic at 724-834-4688 today. And the Greater Latrobe offense averages 234 yards of total offense, with 127 on the ground and 107 through the air. They average 18 points per game. Their offensive play caller is Josh Hammock, and they're led at the helm by first-year head coach Tom McIntyre, who's 1-2 overall here at Greater Latrobe, and tonight is his first game against Franklin Regional. He replaces Ron Brady, who's tied for 6th all-time in wins here at Greater Latrobe, looking for his second win tonight, and the offensive lineup sets like this. At left tackle is 5'6 sophomore Gammon Owens, and at left guard is 5'11 junior Brady Cronenwetter, with Vinny Calabrese, the 5'8 sophomore, at center. Lucas Collins, the 6'3 senior, gets the start at right guard, and 5'11 sophomore Joe Posch gets the start at right tackle. 5'10 senior Russell Fry gets the start at tight end, with 5'9 senior Izzy McMahon getting the start at H-back. The wide receivers are 6'3 senior Danny Noonan and 6' senior Sawyer Butina, along with 5'9 junior Eli Meter. The running back is 5'9 sophomore AJ Yaboa, and at quarterback is 6'3 junior Dom Scarton. The Franklin Regional defense gives up an average of 40 points per game this year, and their defense sets like this. Troy Slezak gets the start at nose tackle, with Damian Priest and Tyler Lay at the defensive ends. Lachlan Bresnahan gets the start at outside linebacker, along with Caden Farrell, and Jet Taylor and Evan McManus get the start at the inside linebacker position. The cornerbacks are seniors Austin McClure and Jameer Austin, and rounding out the Franklin Regional defense is free safety Austin Visnick, a sophomore, and Tyrone Leonard, a junior. The Franklin Regional offense only scores about 11 points per game this year, and they're led at the helm by fifth-year head coach Lance Getze. He's 23-24 at Franklin Regional, 40-29 overall. It's his fifth matchup against the Wildcats. He's 3-1 in the previous 4, and their offense sets like this. Ben Chorizo, a junior, gets the start at left tackle, with Tyler Lay, the senior, at left guard, and Troy Slezak, the senior, at center. Antonio D'Alessio, the sophomore, gets the start at right guard, and 6'3 senior Ronald Shaw gets the start at right tackle. Lachlan Bresnahan gets the start at tight end, and Evan Chadwick, a 6'2 junior, gets the start at H-back. The wide receivers are 6'3 senior Austin McClure, 5'8 junior Tyler Leonard, and 6'3 senior Jameer Austin. The running back is 5'10 junior Jet Taylor, mentioned his name a lot tonight, and the quarterback is 6'1 sophomore Dominic Davola. The Greater Latrobe defense gives up an average of 308 yards per game, with 186 on the ground and 122 through the air. Their defensive play caller is Lou Kaiser, and their defense sets like this. At the defensive tackle position, it's 6' junior Dylan Miller, with the defensive ends being 5'11 senior Wade Enoch and 6'2 sophomore Aaron Gasky. The outside linebackers tonight are 6' senior Chris Cochran and 5'8 sophomore Dom Angeliquio. The inside linebackers are 5'10 senior Cash Adkamer and 5'9 senior Izzy McMahon. The cornerbacks are 6' junior Tristan Luddy and 6'3 senior Danny Noonan. And rounding out the Greater Latrobe defense, it's 6' senior Sawyer Butina. At free safety and at strong safety, it's 5'11 junior Clayton Burkett. And that's again your starting lineups, brought to you by Maine's Chiropractic. 5 Farm Road between Latrobe and Greensburg. There's a difference among chiropractors. See the difference that Doctors Tom and David Maines can make for you at Maine's Chiropractic. Colton.
Thank you so much, Richard. Excellent job as always, sir. Captains are on the field for the Coin Toss Big East football on this beautiful Friday night at Latrobe Memorial Stadium. Both of these clubs looking to get into the win column. Greater Latrobe looking to get into the win column after that victory against Plum now 2 weeks ago, and Franklin Regional, they look for their first victory of the season, with the Panthers starting off 0-3 to begin the 2025 season. So you have to go back to last year that the Panthers saw victory, and we talked about it in our St. Vincent College pregame show. It was in the playoffs last year in the first round, defeating North Hills by 1 point. 17-16 was the final. So we shall see how things play out tonight. It was a 3-0 final when these two teams met in Murraysville. We shall see how things play out in 2025. And it is the Panthers offense who will be hitting the field first. Greater Latrobe will be on defense, so they, of course, will get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, we mentioned, I know I kind of ran through the lineups there, but one note here, Luke Tomko is out tonight for Greater Latrobe, Dom Angelico taking his place, and still week to week regarding D1 commit for the Greater Latrobe Wildcats, Andy Tash.
Assuming Andy Tash will be in Pittsburgh tomorrow, his future teammates will be playing. The Lehigh Mountain Hawks will be taking on Duquesne tomorrow afternoon, as Mitch Horner will await the kick this one deep, with Big East football officially underway here tonight, and it will be taken out by Amari Jones-Lane, who takes the football, trying to get up to the 20-yard line. That's all. He will get Cash Ackhammer with the tackle. On special teams, Jamie Austin, the other returner for the Panthers. He has a few Division I offers so far with the likes of Ohio and Youngstown State. So this rushing attack that Franklin Regional has been known for.
We're going to start at the 22-yard line here for Franklin Regional. So see if the Wildcats can get a good start on defense. They had their moments last week when the game, was in range, and obviously it was plagued by a strong and fast start by the Knights. So see if Greater Latrobe can come out with a fast start here on defense.
78 carries, 363 yards on the ground for Jet Taylor, 399 total yards, and it's actually going to be a pass looking for a flag is down with the intended target, Austin, as Davola going to the air, and we get a flag on the first play from scrimmage.
It's not going to be a pass interference. It's going to be a hold against Letty here, and I don't know if we have a replay on that. Interesting to see if we can get one there, but at least from where we are here, there didn't seem to be a whole lot. Maybe a little bit of a grab of the wrist potentially. I think if it's a better ball, they actually might go for a big play there by Davola, but the penalty may have saved a big play, potentially a touchdown, but that's one where it's kind of ticky-tacky right there, Colton.
Trying for Jameer Austin. Moves the ball up to the 32-yard line for the 10-yard penalty. And Jet Taylor with his first carry tonight, chugging along the right side. And Richard, I'm sure that the game plan going in to this contest, this game needs to be won in the trenches, especially with how much Franklin likes to run. So this game really is going to fall in the hands of the D-line and the linebackers for the Cats here tonight.
It definitely is, and I noticed one thing from week 0 to week 1. They're trying to keep that young offensive and defensive line for Greater Latrobe fresh. So you're seeing a lot of new players that are just solely focused on the offensive line, solely focused on the defensive line. That's one thing that they definitely focused on through the past couple of weeks. It has somewhat worked, I think, in moments. Trying to see if it can get consistent here throughout the course of the rest of the games.
It was a 3-yard handoff, ball moving up to the 35, 2nd and 7. Taylor looking for a carry, patient right into the trenches. He'll gain about a yard or two up to about the 37 or the 38. It's going to fall a 3rd and medium for the Panthers as Franklin Regional looks to avoid a 3-and-out on the first offensive drive of the game. A gain of 3 again, 3rd and 4, ball at the 38.
Wildcats are putting themselves here in a position, if they can keep those runs at about 3 yards in that area, they're going to make Dominic Davola try and throw the ball here. I think they like their chances one-on-one with their receivers, and especially their corners with Noonan and Letty. They like those matchups outside, I think.
Near side is Leonard, far side is Austin. They will hand it off to Taylor, who is going to get stuffed. Getting up about a yard, 4th down on the way for the Panthers. And let's see what they decide to do. A gain of 1 at the 39, a 4th and 3. And it seems, Richard, that the offense is going to stay on the field. We'll see if that changes. It's going to be a Wildcat to Taylor. as the Panthers are going to set up and possibly try to go for it.
I wonder if this might be a...
Davola's going to take the snap.
Davola's going to...
He's going to roll. Oh, now he's going to punt it away, trying to catch the Cats off guard with the punt. The Dominic Davola, the quarterback, and it takes a Panthers bounce up to the 12-yard line. So the Cats offense will hit the field as the defense does the job of 3 and out for the Panthers on the first offensive drive of the game.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 12-yard line. And I had a hard time imagining that Lance Getzey, knowing how important this game is, if they don't get it, knowing that the Wildcats pretty much did a good job with the inside run that Franklin Regional runs, would have been surprised if they go for it there. Saw Davola back away a little bit, so they decided for the pooch punt there, and it ended up working pretty well for them.
So the Cats offense looking to get on the board for the first time since the overtime victory against Plum. It's going to be a handoff to Yeboah, looking for some blockers, but he is going to be driven backwards. Jones Lane, the tackle for the Panthers, as they tried to get the handoff, and no room for Yeboah up the left side.
Yeah, that's a good tackle there.
Ball stays
by
at the
Jones
12.
Lane.
Ball stays at the 12.
So it's interesting here. The Panthers are more of an inside run team. Wildcats want to be kind of that outside zone run team, but they also want to be inside run. Interesting kind of dynamic here. Both teams obviously run heavy, but Wildcats do like to throw it here occasionally.
And Scarton is going to try to get the throw here. The short catch due, Boutinia. He gets up to the 18, a gain of around 6 to set up 3rd down for the Cats. 3rd and 4.
Be a gain of about 6 here. So, and here you go. The Wildcats for the past, it seems like for the past 3 weeks, all the games here, they've always been putting themselves in 3rd and 10, 3rd and long situations. You're still in 3rd down here, but you're in 3rd and much more manageable on offense here.
Got to get up to the 22. Butina is going to be sent out wide. Scarton wants to throw again, sending it out incomplete, trying for the screen on the far side. And if Yeboah would have catched that, Jameer Austin was waiting for him. 3 and outs to start this game on both sides. Mitch Horner out to send it away. Mitch Horner celebrating his 18th birthday a few days ago. He's going to send the punt away to Tyrone Leonard.
Yeah, so both teams kind of just settling in here to the game a little bit. Most fans might not be wanting another 3-0 game here, Colton. I'll tell you that.
Tyrone Leonard nestled at midfield. A good boot for Mitch Horner. We said his name a lot during our soccer broadcast a few days ago. And Leonard tried to go left, but he is going to go nowhere. A terrific read for Greater Latrobe. That is Joseph Favada coming up with the big tackle. No room to run for Leonard.
That's a really good play there by Joey Favada, because if he gets to the outside, you know, that's the one thing that a lot of coaches will say, you can't let returners get to the outside. If they go inside, there's going to be contained there. But if they go outside, there's a lot of problems that could result from that. So great job by Favada, you know, kind of keeping that contained inside while also just making sure he didn't go outside there.
8:12 remaining in the opening quarter. Still no score. 3 and outs on both sides of the ball. We shall see how things play out for the second offensive possession coming up for the Panthers.
Davola's going to line up in the pistol here.
And it's Jones Lane in the backfield. And Jones Lane will get the handoff. Number 0, nowhere to run. Chris Cochran getting there immediately with the assist on the tackle is the Macamone getting a touch as well, as they will give a yard to Jones Lane. 2nd and 9 right at midfield at the 48.
With help from Cass Hackhammer, number 2. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
You see that right side of the line, the right side of the defense for the Wildcats closest to you. Ackhammer and Cochran along that side. The Panthers are going to try running to that side for the majority of the night. I think they're going to see that result a lot tonight if they're going to try and run over that way.
And Jones Lane back-to-back handoffs, looking for some room up the right side. 1st down and more. Jones Lane inside the 20, down to the 12. Jones Lane with a monster run as the Panthers get into the red zone.
It's a gain of 40 there.
Ackhammer comes up with the tackle. Ball moves all the way up inside the 15. We're going to have another look here as Jones Lane on our Team Lamani Realty One Group replay.
Yeah, just a simple kind of outside zone run here. Actually, an inside zone that cuts back out. And yeah, his speed is definitely evident here.
Jet Taylor in the backfield now. He's going to get the handoff, looking to go up the left side, trying to dive his way forward. Izzy Macamone was there for the stop at around the 11-yard line, so there might be a gain of 1 for Taylor to bring up second down. And the Cats here, they look to either get a turnover or maybe try to settle a field goal for Franklin Regional. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
I'll tell you what, I talked with Tom McIntyre about Aaron Gasky this past week, and he just blew that play up. I know that he didn't get the tackle there, but because he met him at about the 14, 15-yard line, it just limited the opportunity for Taylor to even get something going on that play. It was a gain of 1, but could have been a lot worse if Gasky didn't break it up.
And another handoff. Taylor getting past the wave down to about the 6-yard line. But Jet Taylor not afraid to go right up the gut. Tackle made by Dom Angelichio for the Cats, and it's going to set up a 3rd and 4 at the 6-yard line with under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter for Franklin Regional.
Play coming in from Lance Getzy here on the far sideline, and it have to imagine that they're probably going to keep things going here on the ground.
Another give. Oh, no, it's a fake. Davola rolling out. He has some room to run, and he will try to get towards the end zone. He is down to the goal line and in for the Panthers touchdown. The trickery, Dominic Davola thinking it was going to be a handoff to Taylor, and Davola taking it in himself for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season.
6 yards from just 6 yards for Dominic Davola here. I thought he had a chance here with Tommy Verrugo on that little pass there, but he just decides to take it all the way and is able to break through some tackles, and the Panthers strike first here in downtown Latrobe.
Luca Olgaria, the freshman. Good snap, good hold for the extra point, and the freshman drills it through, and it is a 7-0 lead for Franklin Regional. The touchdown to Dominic Davola on the ground, but that was set up on the 40-plus yard run to Amari Jones Lane. So we shall see how the Cats offense responds when we come back. You're watching the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group.
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats!
The Wildcat Student Store has the largest variety of clothing and merchandise you'll find anywhere, for any time of year. Shop in store or online and have your order shipped to you or picked up at the high school. Let's go Cats!
Back here from Latrobe Memorial Stadium, kickoff team out there as Greater Latrobe looking to march down the field, just like what Franklin Regional did as they lead 7-0 with 5:28 remaining in the first quarter. They'll be sent away on the far side right at the goal line, and it will result with a touchback to Eli Meter.
So Greater Latrobe will get the ball at the 20-yard line, and when you have 3 and outs like the Cats have had over the past couple of games, it just takes a toll on the defense, especially when the defense starts the game and you just have those 3 and outs. It's kind of a deflator, I think. So try and see if the Cats can kind of get the run game going. They tried to get a little bit of a pass game going last drive. They got to find a way in order to get the ground game going, in order to give not only their defense a break, but also try and get them back on the scoreboard.
The last time the Cats were able to get on the board was in overtime at Plum 2 weeks ago. Butina getting sent over. It's going to be a handoff right up the teeth. AJ Yeboah right into the trenches. It's a tackle for Lachlan Bresnahan, for Franklin Regional, as Yeboah was able to get up. Not much. I believe they might give him a yard, but that would be it for the second down.
They will give him a yard here, so Second and longs here for the Wildcats. Second and third longs have not been kind to the Cats pretty much all season.
And the Panthers defense looking for some improvements after all the points they have given up to start the 2025 season. Scarton fakes the handoff to Yeboah, sending it out. A catch made, and Izzy Makimo, no room to run. Responsible for the tackle, Austin Visnick, the sophomore, coming up with the big tackle. And if Makimo would have got free, Richard, he would have had some separation for the first down and maybe then some.
Definitely. I think they've been utilizing a lot of these tight end rollouts a little bit from Dom to either Aaron Gasky or Izzy McMahon. So obviously we saw success with it against the Mustangs, not a lot of it last week. So try and see if they can put themselves in much more manageable spots here.
3rd down and 7 with 4:08 remaining in the first quarter. Yeboah with the block. Scarton looks to throw, and the pass is incomplete. Looking for the target on the far side. It was Danny Noonan making the return to the field this week, but it's going to result in another 3 and out for Greater Latrobe as Mitch Horner has to send it away to Tyrone Leonard again.
Yeah, and this is what happened last week where the Wildcats were pretty much put 3 and out, 2 3 and outs back to back here, and the Norman Knights took advantage of it relatively quickly. See if the Cats defense can put together a stop here. Try and bail out their offense here.
Tyrone Leonard at his own 40-yard line. Oh, a bot snap for Horner. He has to pick it up, and that is a live ball. And Greater Latrobe, they have a chance to pick up the first down if they want to, and they're going to get it! Chris Cochran sending a disaster into a first down for the Cats.
Well, let's take a look at this here because they go from bad to wow. Horner drops the snap and look, right place, right time. And I don't think, no disrespect to any of the Wildcats, I don't think if any other Wildcat apart from Chris Cochran makes that play, I don't think it's a first down.
Just like how they drew it up in practice, right, Richard? Yeboah with the handoff. He's going to get down to the 43. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down, but A.J. Yeboah and company back on the field. Just like we said, Richard, just like how they drew it up in practice, right?
Oh, no doubt about it there. Gain of 10 for Cochran on that play. Gets the Wildcats their first down of the night.
Any 2 yards, Yeboah in the backfield.
Scarton's going to line up in the pistol here.
Scarton will indeed hand it off. The 23 who picks up the first down, chugging his legs down to the 46 as the Cats are able to move these sticks for the first time on offense tonight. Who would have thought who would have thought, Richard, that the sticks will be moved for the first time for the Cats on special teams?
The Wildcats had some tricks last week on special teams with Ty Wisniewski throwing a 4th down conversion pass, so not the way they drew it up, obviously, but any way to get you out of a funk, you'll take it.
Scarton, another handoff to Yeboah, not much room there, and the big tackle for number 75, it's Troy Slezak, the senior for the Panthers, bringing Yeboah down.
See if they give him a yard here. I think
they do.
I think they did. They are going to mark it in between there, so gain of 1 for Yeboah.
Officially 2nd and 9 at the 47 with time winding down in the opening quarter. Franklin Regional leading Greater Latrobe 7-0. So we do know that we have a touchdown here tonight compared to what we saw last year, that 3-0 final, with an injured player down for the Panthers. So we will step aside with 1:58 remaining in the opening quarter. Franklin Regional leads 7-0. Injury timeout on the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group.
I'm proud to work with an organization that's known across the state, that's reputable. Adelphoi is a place to have ample opportunities for promotion. There's nothing that Adelphoi won't do for you personally and professionally. Come on in.
Welcome back here to the Wildcats Network as our first quarter is brought to you by Adelphoi, as one of Pennsylvania's leading nonprofits serving at-risk youth and their families. With programs from foster care to mental health support in over 30 counties, Adelphoi transforms lives every day. Step up, make a difference, and help a child feel safe, cherished, and supported. Become a foster parent with Adelphoi because every child deserves a brighter future.
The player down for Franklin Regional was Austin Visnick. He was able to head back to the Panthers sideline under his own power, 2nd and 9 with under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Eboa trying to get it up to the left side. He'll get about midfield, right in the middle of the Cats logo. It's going to be about a 3rd and 6 for Greater Latrobe. And it's actually good to see. We're actually looking to see that was Tommy Verruccio who made the tackle for the Panthers, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
Looks like the Cats are going to go empty here with trips on the near side of your screen.
Will Scarton throw it here? Indeed he will. Meter, wide receiver screen, blockers in front, separation, speed, Eli Meter down inside the 15. The Panthers getting a big play, and now the Cats punch back with a big play of their own on offense as Meter gets inside the 15-yard line.
These blocks here by Butina and Ackhammer set this up, Butina and Ackhammer set this up, and look at all that space for Eli Meter.
The ball up to the 14-yard line. The big catch and run for the junior.
Gain of 37 there for Meter.
Scarton looks to throw, and it is incomplete. The intended target was Butina at around the 10. Clock starts with 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cats as they look to get their first touchdown in 2 weeks.
I know I talked with Tom McIntyre about this. When they get down in this area, they want to use Robert Young's size as best they can. We saw a little bit of last week on offense, so wonder if in this area they may do it, but they might want to get a little bit closer.
Eboa up the gut once again, trying to go inside, pushing the POW for about a 2 or 3 yard gain. With the ball getting up to about the 12-yard line, it's going to set up a 3rd and 8 for Greater Latrobe, needing to get up to the 5-yard line for the first down.
And right now you're in an area right here where you cannot turn the ball over here. You at least like to think you can get 3 points here if you're the Wildcats. And knowing that scoring has been tough to come by, they're hoping that, no plays that'll put you in danger here. You want to get the first down, I get that, but trying to see if you can get points, and it looks like they're going to come up with that play on the other side of the first quarter.
We head to the second, 7-0. The Panthers on the board. A 3rd and 8 coming up as Greater Latrobe looks to tie the game. When we come back to begin the second quarter, you're watching the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group.
Hi, I'm Matthew Alamo, the McDonald's owner here in Latrobe, and we are striving to be leaders in the community for fundraising for schools and nonprofits. So come on in for digital days at McDonald's and support these local organizations. While you're here, have a tasty meal and check out the great benefits for employment. Go Wildcats!
Hello, my name's Steve Lamani, and I want to introduce you to the #1 real estate team in your area.
We pride ourselves in giving back to our community.
That's why we have this box truck to make the moving experience easier for our clients. At Team Lamani, our clients always come first.
And we're here to help our clients reach new heights.
We keep track of every detail for you.
Thank you for trusting us with such an important job, and go Cats!
3rd and 8 coming up for Greater Latrobe as we move along to the final 12 minutes of the first half. Franklin Regional ahead 7-0 in this Big East opener for both teams. Scarton is going to line up in the shotgun with Eboa to his right. Cats need to get up to the 4-yard line for the first down. And it is going to be Scarton looking to throw. Fires towards the back corner of the end zone, trying to find Butina. Pass incomplete with the Panthers. Terrific coverage in the back corner of the end zone. And that was Jameer Austin, who has some Division I offers. And we shall see what the Cats decide to do on the 4th and 8 at the 12. It seems Mitch Horner is going to stay on the sidelines for now.
Interesting here. Thought for sure that they would consider the field goal here for the Wildcats, but I like that third down play. Put it in an area where you're not necessarily going to have a high turnover risk, but you also want to get that first down and also get in the end zone as well. And I think
2 seconds to snap.
Tom McIntyre is going to call a timeout here, the first one of the half.
So we shall see how things play out if they do decide, and they indeed will, with Coach McIntyre sending out the field goal unit.
We want to remind everyone that our second quarter sponsor is Youngwood Eye Care. At Youngwood Eye Care, vision is more important than more than a prescription. It's a precious gift. Our doctors provide comprehensive eye care tailored to your health, lifestyle, and goals, so you can see your best every day. Visit Youngwood Eye Care at 310 North Street in Youngwood. Youngwood Eye Care, caring for your vision and for you.
Mitch Horner out to attempt the 22-yard field goal, celebrating his 18th birthday a few days ago, and he will try to get the Cats on the board to make it a 7-3 game. Butina's the holder.
Lucas Collins will be the snapper, and Butina, like you said, the holder. It'll be a 28-yarder here for Mitch Horner.
Good snap, good hold on the way, and the kick is no good, wide to the left. Horner cannot convert, and it is still a 7-0 lead for the Panthers.
I think that the Panther got a piece of this here. Not sure. Might be hard to tell on the replay, but yeah, drive that was really good for the Cats. They got to make sure that that doesn't get to them, knowing that, yes, you haven't scored since your final drive of overtime against the Mustangs. So just got to keep the process going, keep executing at a high level, and then not only will the productive plays get, more quantity of them, you also try and get more on the scoreboard as well.
Jones Lane is going to be the back. He got that big run that set up that touchdown for Franklin Regional in the first quarter. It's going to be a fake play action, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Jameer Austin would have had some room to run. Letty one-on-one coverage there. Letty with the breakup to bring up 2nd and 10 on the incompletion.
That was Dominic Davola's first official pass here, really. They tried to go with the first play pass, and they ended up getting a holding call. So that's the first one on the stat sheet. Franklin Regional's just done a lot of their work by being able to run the ball here tonight. And so Wildcats have him here 2nd and 10. Well, actually, I think there's a penalty against the Panthers here.
Yeah, the official's talking to the Cats sideline. And it's going to be a 1st and 15. Instead of the 2nd and 10. Did not see what the penalty was, but nonetheless, the Cats will take it, with the Panthers getting backed up to the 15.
Jones Lane now moves behind Davola in the pistol.
And Davola will indeed hand it off to Jones Lane, trying to get those yards back, wrapped up. Plenty of black and orange jerseys around him. McAmone was there, looking to see. Dom Angelicio was there too on the handoff to Jones Lane, a gain of 3, 2nd and 12.
This is where the Wildcats defense wants to be here, not necessarily in those, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3s like they've been over the past couple of weeks. They need to get, teams behind the sticks and have them stay behind the sticks here on drives.
Second quarter, Franklin Regional looking to pour onto their lead as they lead 7-0. Davola is going to fire this one, and the catch is made for the first down. It's Leonard. He gets tackled at the 30. First down, Franklin Regional. Butina with the tackle. But the big grab for the junior, 5'8", and he comes up with the big catch for the first down.
Watch this here by Davola. Finds it in the soft spot, and Leonard is able to make a terrific catch because, let me tell you what, taking a hit from not just Danny Noonan, but Sori Butina, that's something you don't want to have. That's a great catch there by Leonard. Gain of 13 as well.
Panthers try to march down the field once again as they lead 7-0. They are going to handle things on the ground right up the gut, but no room to run for Jet Taylor. We talked about in our St. Vincent College pregame show, 78 rushes on the season for Jet Taylor coming into this game. That is good enough for second in all of the WPIAL heading into tonight. And no gain on the play there, I should say, 2nd and 10 with now under 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
2nd and 10 for your Panthers.
And another 2nd and 10 plus here. See if the Wildcats can keep the Panthers in front of them here.
Panthers have to hurry. They only have 3 seconds to snap, and they get it off just in time, and Taylor up the gut again. And once again, the linebackers and the D-line doing the job they were supposed to do tonight, knowing that Franklin was going to run the ball, a gain of 2 there, 3rd and 8 on the way for the Panthers on the another carry, the Jet Taylor.
Big down here for the Wildcat defense, trying to give a spark to their offense. Special teams provided one with the, let's call it a fake punt.
Go back once this game is over. You'll see what we were talking about when we archive this after this game concludes, but still a lot of ball left to be played. 3rd and 8 at the 33. Davola wants to throw. He's going to swish it over to Austin, who makes a move, but he cannot get past Mr. Tristan Letty, coming up with the big 3rd and 8 tackle to set up 4th down for the Panthers.
I'll tell you what, if we can get a Team Lamani Realty One Group replay on here, that would be amazing because this is a terrific play and it's a great read by Tristan Letty. I don't know if we have it.
Panthers are going to punt.
But the way that Tristan Letty, he's lining up a little bit towards this inside hash mark here when he's on the outside, when there's no receiver there. He just dissected this play from the beginning and made sure that nothing was going to go towards that side. Great job by Letty there. Great tackle as well, because if he did not make that tackle, there's a lot of green grass for Austin there.
Butina at the 30, booted away by Mascara. Butina letting the bounce. It is in his gloves, and no room to run. The wrap doing the trick as the Panthers and Austin McClure coming up with the big stop with 8:12 remaining. Franklin Regional still leads this contest 7-0. And, you know, Richard, this game actually could have been a battle of orange and black tonight. And I'll tell you why. So, Franklin Regional, they weren't always called the Panthers. They were called the Longhorns back in the day in the mid-50s, and then Franklin Area High School at the time merged with Export High School. Their colors were orange and black, and they were called the Panthers. When the two schools merged in the early 60s, Franklin Area, they were able to keep that blue and gold, but they changed their name to the Panthers with a handoff here and a lot of room to run. Separation inside the 30. Chris Cochran is going to score a touchdown for the Cats. 72 yards for Chris Cochran. One handoff and the Cats punch right back.
Well, Chris Cochran's had a slow start to the year, but the Wildcats felt like he was due. And once they got him going, and that would be a big way of getting him going. Chris Cochran, how do you do? And we're a Mitch Horner extra point away from tying this game up.
Good snap, good hold by Horner, and it is through the tie of the game. Chris Cochran, a run of 72 yards to get the Cats on the board. 7-0 with 8:01 remaining. We'll be back on the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group.
Scoring drive for the Cats. One play, 72 yards. For the Wildcat touchdown.
Back here on the Wildcats Network presented
downtown Latrobe on Ligonier Street. Since opening our doors in 1953, Hotel Loyal Pizza has proudly served the Latrobe area. From pizza, sandwiches, sides, salads, and so much more. Whether you're taking out or dining in, our menu has something for everyone. As if the company here wasn't enough to stop in, try one bite of our highly acclaimed pizza and you're sure to be hooked. Visit our website at hotelloyalpizza.com or call us at 724-537-3741. Go Cats!
And we are back here. Jones Lane wrapped up at the 5 as he took the return, but a few bobbles on the near side at the 4-yard line, and that extra time, no room to run for Jones Lane, as we will have a Team Lamani Realty One Group replay there. No room to run for Jones Lane.
Just a line drive kick, and it just took a weird bounce on him, and great job by the Wildcat coverage team. And here you go. Here's your opportunity on defense, like it's been for most of the night. Wildcats have a chance to really turn this game on a dime right here, Colton.
The Chris Cochran touchdown and the bobble by Jones Lane turning the tide for Greater Latrobe. 72 yards to Chris Cochran. And the fake to Taylor, some miscommunication. That could have been danger zone if the miscommunication would have went into the back of the end zone. But Taylor able to punch up to the 12-yard line, a gain of around 7. They officially mark it a gain of 5 for the second down. Have a look at the students section tonight. It's also youth night.
Yeah, nice construction themed den night here. Massive crowd here tonight at Memorial Stadium.
Do you remember what the theme was that Franklin had last year when these two teams played?
It might have been construction. There's a lot of neon that goes on in a lot of these games, so it's kind of a blur of den themes.
2nd and 5, another handoff. Taylor chugging his way forward, and he will have enough for the first down as he gets tackled around the 17-yard line.
Gain of 7 there for Taylor, and it moves the chains for Franklin Regional.
And they officially mark it at the 17 with under 7 minutes remaining now in the second quarter. Cats are going to get the ball to begin the third in this tie 7-7 ball game. Panthers getting that touchdown in the first quarter, and the Cats punching back in the second, getting that 72-yard rushing touchdown to Chris Cochran is the senior. Also the first touchdown for the Cats in 2 weeks. And it's going to be another Jet Taylor handoff forward ahead, a little bit short of the first down. And speak of the devil, Chris Cochran catching his breath for about 5 seconds back on defense, making the tackle.
Gain of 8 there for Taylor. He's got 35 yards on 10 carries tonight. But yeah, you mentioned youth night here at Greater Latrobe, obviously not just with the football program, but also both the band, the cheerleading, and the color guard programs here at Greater Latrobe. We want to make sure that we give our love to all of the programs here, not just the varsity and not just the high school, but the entire programs here.
Taking advantage of it because the Cats are going to be heading on the road for a few weeks. Taylor trying to go up the left side, no room to run, only needing to get 2 yards, but eye-to-eye contact for the Cats at the front. Butina was there to come up with the stop, and it's going to be a 3rd and 1. Panthers only need a yard.
So they're going to mark it closer to the 26 here. So they're going to need about a yard here. It's a yard plus is what they'll need here.
And Dylan Miller was there for the tackle, too, for Greater Latrobe.
I'll tell you what, I think this is the best game we've seen from the Greater Latrobe defensive line here so far. Knowing how much of a testament it is in Big East play.
3rd and 1, Davola keeping it. He will pick up the first down, taking a big hit on the way as the Panthers are able to move the sticks, converting the 3rd and 1.
Another gain of 6 there for Davola. Like you said, moves the chains for Franklin Regional.
I believe the tackle there went the cash-out camera. Lucas Collect coming on back, getting the big man up front for Greater Latrobe as Franklin Regional under 5 minutes remaining before we head into halftime. This game tied at 7. And it's going to be another handoff to Jones
Ball's out.
Lane.
Ball's
and
out.
the ball is out.
Ball's
Do the
out.
Cats have it?
It looks like Izzy McMahon's on top of it.
No signal, but from the looks of the Franklin sideline, and it is indeed Cats ball!
It was a 2-yard gain, and look at that. That's a strip by Lucas Collins and Izzy McMahon.
And he just came into the game too, Richard.
I'll tell you what, they've been utilizing, like I mentioned earlier, they've been trying to keep these guys fresh, but Lucas Collins tonight is starting on both offensive line, and he's getting some time on defense as well, so nice to see Lucas right there making his moment on defense there.
Scarton and company back on the field. Chris Cochran getting his first touchdown of the season on the last drive. We shall see what the Cats will do here. Yeboah in the backfield this time around. Butina is going to be moved to the far side. Yeboah getting the handoff, trying to get up to the second wave. A run of about 6 or 7 yards as Yeboah close the first down yardage. It's going to be around a 2nd and 4 with 4.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and an injured player is down for the Cats. And oh my goodness, it is the AJ Yeboah. So we will step aside here when we come back. Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group. This game tied at 7 with 4:24 left in the second.
I am the swiftest creature alive. I can make it. I will make it.
That's where we come in. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians and state-of-the-art facilities have you covered. Body repairs, refinishing, glass replacement, and more. Our friendly office staff is happy to assist you through every step of your vehicle's repair process. Visit thecollisionshopbyjason.com for our complete list of...
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats.
Cash Ackhammer and Chris Cochran helping Sawyer Butina back on the sidelines, putting no weight on his right ankle. He will be checked out as AJ Yeboah, one of the biggest keys of this offense for the Cats all season. So Cash Ackhammer and Chris Cochran will be getting some more carries now for Greater Latrobe. 4:15 remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 5 ball at the Franklin 28. And Cochran, another handoff, getting wrapped up. He's going to lose about 2 yards at the 30. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 tackle there for Franklin Regional. It's number 20, the sophomore Caden Farrell, coming up with the stop, and Austin McClure was there too. They officially mark it as a 3rd and 6, a loss of just 1.
3rd and 6 from the Panther, 29 yards.
Loss of 1 for Ackhammer there.
3rd and 6 ball at the Panthers 29.
Cochran's going to line up in the pistol behind Scarton here.
3rd and 6. Scarton, back to pass. No room in the pocket. He fires. Oh, and it is going to be caught. Tiptoeing his way. McIntyre to the goal line. He's down at the 2. The ball move for Izzy McIntyre, but he doesn't care. Making the dance moves on the sideline. First down, Cats.
What a throw here by Dom Scarton, because he's going to be pressured by this defensive end. Watch this here. Scarton takes the snap. He's pressured here. And this is a really good...
That's Mason Maloney.
That's a really good throw there. And Izzy is pushed out at about the 5-yard line, but...
The touchdown-saving tackle to Leonard.
Here you go. 1st and goal for the Cats.
Only need to get 4. As the Cats looking for the lead, they are going to push the pile on a keeper for Scarton. Dom Scarton was looking for the keep there, and he pushes the pile forward for 2 yards with now 3:05 remaining in the first half. Cats will receive the ball to begin the second half, so this could be a big score if the Cats can go ahead with this game still tied 7-7, but Greater Latrobe looking to change that. Ackhammer in the backfield. McAmone is the fullback. It's a handoff. Ackhammer towards the goal line. Is he in? He is not. The Panthers D doing the job. Damian Priest coming up there. Set of twins for Franklin, Logan Priest and Damian Priest, and Damian, number 61, coming up with the stop, and no gain on the handoff to Ackhammer.
Wildcat fans know all too well what happened here the last time the ball was at the 2-yard line in this end zone against Franklin Regional. Obviously, second quarter as opposed to 4 quarters. And yes, if you ask me, I still remember. Don't worry.
Butina gets sent over. Scarton with the push. McAmone trying to shove him in. And it is a touchdown. Dom Scarton with the sneak. And the Cats take the lead with 1:59 left in the second.
Oh, the irony here is so sweet, Colton. The irony is sweet indeed. It was a QB sneak not once, not twice that John Wetzel had the last time these two teams met on this end. This time they called Dom Scarton in, and he clearly was in. Wildcats have their first lead of the night here. Snap is down, hold is down, and the kick is good. No good for Mitch Horner. My
13-7 is the score. Another miss for Mitch Horner, the field goal, now the extra point, but nonetheless, the Cats take the lead with 1:59 remaining. So some room and time for the Panthers when we come back. You are watching the Wildcats Network presented by Horner, and it is going to be Leonard, the lateral, sending it over the Austin, who has cut, looking for some room, and he will be tackled at the 30. Sawyer Butina coming up with the trick, tiptoeing it along the Panthers sideline, and Franklin Regional has a minute 50 left to try to march down the field to tie it, and then possibly take the lead if they can convert on the extra point.
It was a 6-play touchdown drive from the Greater Latrobe Wildcats on a 2-yard sneak by Dom Scarton to give the Wildcats a 13-7 lead. Franklin Regional starts here at their own 31, like you said, with a minute 50 left to try and see if they can get something before the end of the half.
Cats lead this one 13-7, but the Panthers looking to change that. They need to go 69 yards to get into the end zone. And Devola, he is looking to run here. Have some room, and the wrap for Aaron Gasky, as nothing in the pocket for Devola downfield, so he picks up the first down himself with the legs.
Gain of 12 for Devola there.
Ball to the 43. As the Panthers are in business with 1:30 left, and they also have all 3 timeouts, but Lane Getzy not using any of them yet. Lane Getzy taking over for longtime head coach for this Panthers program, Greg Botta, as nothing there for Devola. Cash Ackhammer with the rep as Devola was able to dive down for about a 1-yard gain, and Aaron Gasky a little slow to get up, but he gets back up as Devola a gain of 1 on the keep, 2nd and 9.
Timeout called by Franklin Regional, their first of the half, and with that, let's mention another sponsor. The Alamo Restaurant Group is the owners of your local McDonald's at the Mount Laurel Plaza and Lincoln Avenue. They're now hiring. Stop by either location to pick up an application or apply online anytime at jobs.mchire.com. Join the team today and start your career with McDonald's.
The Panthers and the Wildcats here tonight. You know, talking about Arnold Palmer Regional Airport, of course, Arnold Palmer, the main known alumnus for Greater Latrobe High School. But guess what, Richard? Franklin Regional, they have some well-known alumnus in the sports world of their own, and one of them is Tom Ricketts. So Tom Ricketts was a monster lineman for the Panthers from 1980 to 1984. He would go on to play for the University of Pittsburgh, selected 24th overall in the 1989 NFL Draft to the Steelers, and he was the first ever first-round pick to ever come out of Pitt to the Steelers, and that was the case for a while until Kenny Pickett in 2022, and the handoff there, nothing for Jet Taylor on the 2nd down carry. Have a look at the cheerleaders here tonight.
I appreciate your history lesson, Colton. I really do.
Well,
looks like we're going quick here.
As
Not to cut you
indeed
off.
they are, as Davola looks to throw, and it is incomplete. Trying to get the over-the-shoulder grab to Verugio. And we shall see how things play out in a flag down in midfield,
I think we got an illegal shift here, potentially, against illegal. It's either an illegal shift or an illegal man downfield here, so it looks like the Wildcats will decline it either way.
And I got another one for you too, Richard. Another Franklin Regional graduate is a baseball player by the name of Bob Moose. Bob Moose grew up in the White Valley neighborhood of Export, Pennsylvania in Murrysville, went to Franklin Area High School. He pitched the third no-hitter in Pirates history on September 20th, 1969 at Shea Stadium against the Mets. Mets will go on to win the World Series a few weeks later.
Always leads back to Pittsburgh, always does. See, this is why we have you here, because you're the
Well, and also when you're a resident of Murrysville, also fifth generation as well, you pick up some things along the way.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
A punt on the way for the Panthers, and the fair catch is going to be called. So 48 seconds left, 2 timeouts. What do you think, Richard? Butina with the fair catch. You think it's knee time? Head to the second half, you get the ball back?
Well, this has been the best stretch that the Wildcats have played since week 1 against the Mustangs. I'd be interested to see. They do have 2 timeouts. I'd be interested to see what they do here on first down. If things don't go ideal on first or second down, I think then you go into the locker room. So looks like here the Cats are going to try, and they're bringing out 3 receivers. Pistol formation, so we'll see here what the Wildcats do.
Maybe try to get a few runs, only 2 timeouts. Scarton with the handoff. It's going to be Ackhammer trying to go up with some room towards the first down marker. He is going to get there, but the Panthers bringing him down. The tackle, the Tommy Verugio.
Clock does run, and we're here with 38 seconds.
36 seconds now, and a flag is down. Another handoff to Ackhammer, getting tackled, 4-yard gain at around the 35, but we shall see what the yellow is for, and it's going to go against Greater Latrobe.
So it's 13-7 here in favor of Greater Latrobe with 33 seconds left in the first half of play. And illegal motion against illegal shift against the Cats. It'll back them up 5 yards. The 1st and 15 for Greater Latrobe.
So now you only got 33 seconds on the clock. And if you do take the knee, the Panthers can also...
Clock is going to run here.
So the Panthers, they do have 2 more timeouts as maybe see if they get a few more runs as Greater Latrobe.
The other thing we factor in here is the Wildcats are going to get the ball to begin the second half.
Just about to say that. And Scarton, he wants to throw it. He's going to send it off some open room, but the pass incomplete, a little too far for Butina. And it's going to bring up a incompletion with 14 seconds on the clock.
And now I think you either just take the knee or run it here, so...
2nd and 15.
Yeah.
Heading into halftime here soon. Make sure to give you an update on everything else going around the Big East Conference tonight. 2 other games in conference, 1 out-of-conference matchup in the Big East Conference in 5A. Armstrong with the 6A 5A matchup tonight against Cannon McMillan. 2nd and 15 on the way here.
Scarton in the pistol with Ackhammer as the back.
And it's going to be a handoff to Ackhammer up the right side, up towards the 30, down to about the 33. And that will indeed be the final play of the first half as Greater Latrobe, they will get the ball to start the third, and a 13-7 lead to boot here at Latrobe Memorial Stadium in the opening conference game of the 2025 season. So buckle up, my friends, because we are going to have a terrific second half coming up here from Latrobe Memorial Stadium. Cats lead this one 13-7 into halftime over the Franklin Regional Panthers. You are watching the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group. Greater Latrobe 13, Franklin Regional 7.
gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Franklin Regional High School Panther Marching Band. Franklin Regional's 2025 production is titled Phantasmic. The production will take us on a journey through the dreams of Mickey Mouse and prove how strong the imagination really is. Franklin Regional High School is proud to present drum majors Anthony Poole, Alana Aronovich, and Anthony Mitro, and the Franklin Regional High School Panther Marching Band. Our story continues as Mickey falls asleep and dreams of a few of his favorite characters from the Walt Disney Film Library. Featuring excerpts from The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, we present The Princess Medley. No matter how sweet a dream can be, evil can always infiltrate the mind. But with the power of imagination and help from friends, there's always light and magic to make anything better. The band closes their performance with the finale from Fantastic. Assistant Directors Tyler Funk and Evan Eisenberg. Band Front Coordinator Ashley Brett and Percussion Coordinator RJ Hyde. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field your Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band. This year, the band is going undercover to perform their 2025 field show, influenced by the Private Eye. Your special agents for this case are your drum majors, Jack O'Neill and Madison McClay. Be on the lookout as the band opens the show with the iconic theme from James Bond and the swinging sounds of the Pink Panther. going Soul Nova for Austin Powers. And band, your final mission, should you choose to accept it, is to beat the clock with a thrilling rendition of the theme from Mission Impossible. The Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band, under the direction of Brian Chekai, assisted by Josh Jordan, Morgan Rockwell, and student teacher Daniel Dunbar. The color guard is directed by Kate Richards, with instructor Jessica Wilson. The drum line is directed by Anthony Sorenko. Student leaders include Austin Aiken, Caitlin Anderson, Lamani Bays, Mackenzie Bloom, Henry Bradley, Don Barricon, Kelsey McClellan, Madison McLean, Jack O'Neill, Leon Olson, Ray Swiderski, Addison Weston, and Elise Wolfgang. The Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band would like to thank the WPIAL, School District Administration, and the Board of School Directors for their continued support of the arts. Let's hear it one more time for your Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band! Ladies and gentlemen, there is a white Ford Bronco. Blocking somebody in, license plate number MRY 5166.
Back here on the Wildcats Network, presented by West Media Group. Colton Sebastian alongside Richard Hillwig, about to begin the second half, a 13-7 lead for Greater Latrobe over Franklin Regional. And let's see if we can have a look at some out-of-town scores from the Big East Conference, as Gateway is defeating Kiski right now 28-19, but Kiski is about to line up for a field goal with 1:25 left. Good snap, good hold, having it, and the kick is no good, so it is a 28-19 lead at the moment for Gateway on Kiski. In the halftime right now, Woodland Hills and Penn Trafford. Woodland Hills 28 and Penn Trafford 14. So those are the only two section games in the Big East Conference in the WPIAL tonight. Cannon McMillan taking on Armstrong in that 5A, 6A matchup. Seeing if we can get a score with Cannon McMillan taking on Armstrong. Nothing on the link from the Trib Live High School Sports Network, so making the jump over to see if WTAE and Andrew Stockey and his crew have the score with Armstrong and Cannon McMillan. There we go, and Armstrong holding on against Cannon McMillan 21-14. Cannon McMillan is ahead, but Armstrong, Cats opponent next week, Richard, seeing if they can have some confidence with the Cats hitting the road next week.
I'll tell you what, Armstrong's got a really good offense. I've looked at, knowing me, I've done a little bit of homework prior to. I've done my research on a little bit of how teams score, how teams, match up. Are they a good defensive team? Are they a good offensive team? Do they score a lot? Do they like high-scoring or low-scoring games? I'll tell you what, Armstrong's got a really good offense. They play a lot of high-scoring games, but if I were an opposing coach, that would scare me, knowing that at any point their offense could just, with the snap of fingers, just go off for 28 points in a matter of like 3 quarters, maybe. So that would scare me right now.
Armstrong is 1-2 at the moment. Penn Trafford, the last Big East Conference team to remain undefeated. They are 3-0 at the moment, taking on Woodland Hills. And Richard is going to run over our first half stats before we head into the second half of play with the Cats getting the ball to start.
We're actually going to get the 50-50 ticket here real quick.
$650 goes to ticket number 1643. Once again, ticket number 1643, a green ticket. 1643. The leading seller of the pre-sale 50-50 was Lee Schmucker. Lee Schmucker.
So it was a green ticket, 1643 for the 50-50 winner here tonight.
Like we said before we were interrupted, the first half stats for the Latrobe Wildcats, Dom Scarton just 4 of 9, but effective tonight with those 4 completions, 69 yards. He had a 2-yard touchdown run on a quarterback sneak. He's got 5 rushing yards total. Chris Cochran's got 82 rushing yards. They're on 2 rushes, and including a 72-yard rushing touchdown. Izzy McMahon has caught 2 of Dom Scarton's passes for 26 yards. Eli Meter has 1 catch for 37 yards here tonight. And then for Franklin Regional, Jet Taylor has 12 rushes for just 35 yards. And Dominic Davola's got 4 rushes for 25 yards, including his 6-yard touchdown run.
Josiah Finch and Eli Meter back to receive as Greater Latrobe 13-7, the final 24 minutes of regulation on the clock, as it will be booted away, and we are officially underway to start the third. And Eli Meter with the tiptoe, as Eli Meter, yes, and he knows what he should have done. He just should have let that go out of bounds, because that would have been a penalty as it was rolling along the sidelines, and I think Eli Meter knows.
He knew that right away.
When you're there, Richard, it's something you just don't think.
Those are instincts kicking in there, and so the Wildcats are going to start at their own 3-yard line. And
got to go 97 yards on the opening drive of the third. Dominic Mascara kicked that away.
I got to think on that play there, he's trying to do that technique where at least 1 foot's out of bounds, 1 foot's in bounds, where he's trying to get that penalty or just let it go out of bounds, period.
So the Cats stuck at the 3-yard line, and Scarton will get the push. As for Greater Latrobe, the mindset was they were going to try to march down the field. Now they just need to try to inch their ways out of their own goal line. And a player slow to get up for the Panthers. I believe it is, and indeed it is, number 20. It is Caden Farrell.
The sophomore linebacker for the Panthers. Want to quickly remind everyone that our third quarter is brought to you by Team Lamani Realty One Group. They're here to make your move easier than ever. Their experienced real estate professionals are dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, and now they're excited to offer their very own box truck for clients. Another way that Team Lamani goes above and beyond. Call them today, and let's get moving.
Caden Farrell, 6'3", sophomore, will take a timeout. You're watching the Wildcats Network, presented by West Media Group.
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats.
Back here on the Wildcats Network, Caden Farrell. Some help off to the sidelines. A dive a 2 with Dom Scarton pushing it up to the Cats' 5-yard line.
It's really the first time we've seen the quarterback actually be designed run for, and I think we get a jump here by Franklin Regional, so.
The extra push to Mason Malali.
So it'll set up a 2nd and 3 here for Greater Latrobe. Never going to say no to free yards, Colton.
A break for the Cats. Gets Ackhammer out of the end zone. Back to the pistol. And it's going to be a handoff. Ackhammer looking for some room. Still on his feet. Cash Ackhammer not to be denied. He gets tackled at the 19. A gain of 9 for number 2.
I wish we have a Team Lamani Realty One Group replay for this one because he was getting whacked all along here.
And how about that?
Yeah,
Ty Kale, our sideline cameraman. A terrific job down there getting...
Right before that, though, he was whacked by Gabino, and I think Cash was trying to cut it back outside. Gammon whacked him in. And so what does Cash do? He just drags a defender all the way for 5 extra yards. Gotta love that effort there by Cash.
Special thanks to our sideline cameraman, Ty Kale, for the footage there, as it is going to be another handoff on the 1st and 10, but no room to run that time around. 2nd and long coming up for Greater Latrobe, and I believe that was Ackhammer who got the handoff.
Gain of 1 there for Ackhammer.
2nd and 9. 10.5 minutes remaining in the third. Greater Latrobe 13, Franklin Regional 7.
Don't think AJ Yeboah is going to return tonight for Greater Latrobe. But the one thing that they felt really good about going into the season was they felt really good about the depth of the running back position. And they felt like Cochran and Ackhammer were a step ahead of Yeboah, and Yeboah just took off right away. So now it's time for Ackhammer and Cochran to step up here.
And Ackhammer will get the handoff. A flag is down as Ackhammer is going to get the first down and a lot more tackled around the 36. But that one is going to come back on the hold at the line.
It's a hold against the Cats, and so back it up 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Wiping away a huge run. A first down run the boot. So it's going to be a 2nd and long.
Be a 2nd and about.
The officials are moving it back now.
2nd and 14 here. 13-14.
And the ball, 15-yard line.
Scarton's going to go empty here. And
whistle.
The timeout is called by Greater Latrobe.
So Tom McIntyre using a timeout early. 9:45 remaining quarter with things just about to begin here for second half action.
We want to remind everyone about the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport. Step up to hassle-free travel at Arnold Palmer Regional Airport with friendly staff, no long lines, free parking, and direct flights every day. Fly direct, fly smart, fly Latrobe. where your journey begins stress-free at the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport.
Greater Latrobe taking on Franklin Regional tonight. 1 WPIAL and 1 state championship for the Panthers 20 years ago. In 2005, the Panthers, they defeated Thomas Jefferson in the 3A championship game, 31-14, and the Panthers were able to head the Hershey, biting the chocolate at the end of the season. And it was a special season, 2005, when Franklin Regional defeated Pottsville from the Schuylkill area 23-13 to win their first and only state championship. Scarton, he looks back, he's going to fire it, and that is intercepted!
No,
Austin with the pick.
It's incomplete.
And
It
it's
hit
on the ground.
That's a break there for the Wildcats because just a little short there was Scarton's pass of Eli Meter. Now you're talking about just not giving Franklin Regional prime position here.
That was a little hard for us to see. It was on the far side. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 13, a naughty turnover that would have sent Franklin up in prime position in the red zone to try to take the lead. Brown, and it is going to take a hop. Leonard getting pushed back, and Leonard has to let that one go. Mitch Horner spotting that at the 39-yard line. A terrific punt for Mitch Horner right at the goal line, and the ball goes back to the Panthers' 39-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he's a soccer player, so he's definitely nailed the bounce. That's one thing that I think the Wildcats like, is that as a kicker and a punter, he's nailed the bounce on punts there. And there are some punts where maybe the distance isn't there, but the bounce, I think, is really, really important.
If you watched our Wildcats Network broadcast of the boys' soccer game against Alderdice a few days ago, I think I said about maybe 5 times that Mitch Horner was practicing for Friday night, with him having to send a lot of long boots away from his net, with Mitch Horner being the keeper for the Cats. And he sends that off as Franklin Regional trying to bounce back here, and the handoff, nothing to show for Jet Taylor. Another handoff, and nothing really much there on the 1-yard gain. Actually, officially a no-yard gain, 2nd and 10 with 9:06 remaining in the third.
And this is where the Wildcats need to get positive plays on defense. It's one thing, you got to make Dominic Davola try and beat you with his arm, because that's the one thing that we know. One thing, Franklin Regional loves to run the football, and Jet Taylor's going to get his carries, he's going to get his yards. But if you can contain the yards that he gets, that's a win for the Wildcats.
Dominic Davola has a brother, Cole, his older brother, also on this Franklin Regional team. Another handoff to Taylor. It's going to be about a 3rd and 7. It will be a 3rd and 7 officially, with the ball marked at the 42.
Gain of 3 here, and there you see
AJ Yeboah.
AJ Yeboah. Might just be a precautionary, trying to keep him off that.
I think the game plan for the D was you need to know where Jameer Austin was, with Franklin and the Cats here. The Greater Latrobe really having to accept the challenge with the speed and the versatility that Jameer Austin brings.
It's 1st and 10 at the Greater Latrobe 43 now for the Panthers.
And it'll be a handoff right side. Jones Lane, tackled by Butinia. Gets tackled at the Cats 39 as the Panthers try to move the ball up some more. 40-yard gain there for Jones Lane.
Like you said, gain of 4. He's got 50 on the game tonight, including a long run of 40 to set the Franklin Regional Panthers up in business on their lone scoring drive of the night. Play clock is down to 13 here. Score is 13-7 with 7:20 left here in the third quarter. Wildcats in front.
Greater Latrobe in front, looking to defeat the Panthers for the 2nd year in a row. Jones Lane dancing at the 45, or the 35, I should say. A little bit short of the first down on the gain of 4. Bring up 3rd and 2 with under 7 minutes remaining in the third. Franklin Regional looking for an economical drive here, avoiding mistakes so far, and also having that break on the pass interference, and it'll be a 3rd and 2. With Jet Taylor awaiting the play call with Davola and Leonard also.
Taylor to Davola's right.
Leonard also lining up near the line, And it will be a handoff. Taylor, he's going to have the first down and a lot more. The third down conversion complete for the Panthers, with Taylor being tripped up at around the 27-yard line. They'll officially mark it at the 29. Nonetheless, first down for the Panthers.
Gain of 6 for Taylor.
6:13 remaining. Greater Latrobe still leads 13-7 here in the third quarter.
Taylor once again to the right of Davola.
Sending Leonard over. It's going to be a fake. Davola with the keep, inching his way forward as he gets inside the 30. Getting tackled at around the 26, around a 3-yard carry on the keep for Davola. And it will be a 3-yard push, officially 2nd and 7.
Right now, Franklin Regional is just taking time off the clock. 5:30 left here in the third. They're okay with it. One thing's been clear throughout the start of the season. They're okay with their 3 to 4 yard runs.
And Davola with another keep, a design run. No, he looks to throw wide open. Austin, touchdown Panthers. Jameer Austin.
We have a flag on the field. I wonder if this is going to be illegal man downfield or if it's an illegal forward pass.
Jameer Austin.
It looks like it's coming back here. Yes, it is.
And Jameer Austin on an island of his own with an ocean separating him. But it's going to be an illegal formation, like Richard said, and another break for Greater Latrobe.
Illegal forward pass.
It would have been a touchdown if Davola would have thrown it a few yards back.
So penalty and a loss of down. It will set up a 3rd and 12 here for the Panther offense. And one thing that we know, we talked about the Wildcat struggles with 3rd and longs this year. Wonder if we'll get the replay here. We've talked about the Wildcat struggles with 3rd and longs. The Panthers have not converted 3rd and longs a lot this year. You see Davola with the keeper. And yeah, he was over.
Austin got left wide open. Back to live play. Davola is going to keep it. There will be no throw here as Davola. Ball is loose, and it is picked up by the Cats. It got away from Davola's right hand, and it's picked up by Cochran.
Here's the Team Lamani Realty One Group replay. Wade Enoch and Story Butina were digging at that ball, and how about the Chris Cochran show tonight, Colton?
A touchdown, Cochran picking up the fumble. Another fumble for the Panthers. That's their 2nd tonight. And the Cats have it back with 5:05 remaining in the third, ahead 13-7. Some mistakes there for Franklin Regional, the forward pass, and now the fumble.
And now the Wildcats, they're not pinned up behind their end zone line here, so see if they get things going here.
And Cochran a dive forward at the 38. Gain of 3. Right into the teeth of the front line for Franklin Regional.
McMahon and Noonan come to the sideline. Butina and Meter are in.
2nd and 8 officially with 4:40 remaining in the third. Greater Latrobe winning 2 of the last 3 meetings.
I think this might be the time to go to Chris Cochran.
And a flag is down. And they were going to hand it off to Cochran. And it's going to be a penalty against Greater Latrobe. Offsides. No, false start. My apologies.
Back them up 5 yards. It'll set up a 2nd and 13 from the Wildcat 32.
A lot of offensive mistakes on both sides to start this third, Richard.
Definitely, and you know, when you talk about adjustments here, you know, I thought the Wildcats had an opportunity to just come right out and take it right down the field like they did in the late stages of the second quarter. They still have a chance here to do that, even though they didn't get off to the cleanest start. With 4 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the third quarter.
2nd and 13, ball at the Cats 32. Scarton, back to pass, setting up the screen, incomplete. And Cochran would have been met immediately by Lachlan Bresnahan if he would have made the catch. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 13 with the clock officially stopping with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a favorite play of the Wildcats. A little let some rushers come at you free and then set up some blockers with the young and fast offensive line with a running back, either Cochran or Ackhammer. That time just a little bit of a, either if it was tipped or whether it was dropped, ball is incomplete. And so, again, 3rd and long for the Wildcats here.
5 receivers out wide for the Wildcats. Scarton, back the pass again. Pocket collapses. He gets rid of it, and it is incomplete. Trying to feed it over the Gasky. And Austin McClure was looking for a highlight interception as he tried for the dive as the ball was in the air. 4th down and 13. Mitch Horner back to punt for Greater Latrobe. Scarton trying to send that one down the middle.
So here you go, another opportunity for the Latrobe defense to stand tall here.
No points scored yet in the third. Franklin Regional looking to change that here, and the defense stepping up after the fumble to Devola and the dive for Tyrone Leonard. So I'm sure that Dominic Devola is happy, Richard, getting a second chance knowing that the Cats weren't able to turn anything after his fumble.
No doubt about it. And one thing that Franklin Regional's got in their favor here is that the field has been completely shifted in their favor. Wildcats have been pinned up inside their own 10 in the first drive. They've been hovering around their own 25-yard line. So Franklin Regional's had some good field position here on now their second drive here. With 3:48 left, Wildcats still lead by 6.
64 yards to go for Franklin Regional. With 3:48 remaining, with Greater Latrobe still leading this contest 13-7. It has been a touchdown game or less between these two teams the last 4 meetings. Devola hands it off. Jones Lane, no room. The wrap at the 37. Tackle there to Dom Angeliquio.
I think one of the more underrated parts of tonight's game is how well Dom Angeliquio has played in relief of Luke Tomko, who is out of tonight's game due to injury. Wildcats are hoping that it's not a long-term injury for Tomko. Have him back week to week, potentially.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9, ball at the 37. Jones Lane in the backfield. Devola will hand it off to Mackhammer with the wrap, and Macamone there too for the tackle. A gain of nothing. 3rd and 9 on the way for the Panthers with under 3 minutes to play in the third.
And this is where the Wildcats have to make their money's worth. They have to keep Franklin Regional in these 3rd and longs. Even if they keep giving the ball back to them, they got to make sure that they clog up the run lanes. And in order to do that, set up 3rd and longs as well. Wildcats have done a good job here the last 2 drives, even though aided by an illegal forward pass. Done a great job here on these 3rd downs.
Can the Cats D make a play here? 3rd and 9. With under 2:20 remaining in the third. Devola looks the throw. He's going to send it off. And some room to run. Maybe not for Jones Lane. The tackle on the far side for Greater Latrobe with one of the linemen coming up. That's Wade Enoch coming all the way over to make the tackle. And it's 4th down.
I wonder if we can get a Team Lamani Realty One Group replay here on this play, because this was great pursuit by Wade Enoch. And Cochran was the one that came off that right side and was able to force it, the dump off to Jones Lane. Ackhammer with the pursuit on the outside, made Jones Lane come back in, and Wade Enoch was there just to clean it up. So overall, great pursuit there by the Wildcats.
Tina back to receive for Greater Latrobe. It's been the defense shining in the third.
Almost got to him there.
And Butina, he'll play it out. Some room to run. Up to the 45, and he will be tackled at the 48. Terrific field position for Greater Latrobe. They have not played on the plus side of the field on offense tonight, and that big carry on the punt return for Butina, setting up his offense in prime position to try to get to the plus side of the field as the Cats try to extend their lead 13-7 is the score with 1:23 remaining in the third quarter.
That return was about 14 yards there by Butina. So yeah, for the first time tonight, really anyone has returned a punt. And it's been good favor for the Wildcats. Cochran is the back with Scarton in the pistol for the Wildcats.
Gasky gets moved to the far side near the line. They will send it there looking for some blockers. Cochran bulldozing his way past midfield down to the Panthers 46. They officially mark it at the 45. Gain of 8.
Gain of 8 there, like you said. He's got 92 yards tonight on just 4 carries. And that kind of run right there is what the Wildcats envisioned at the beginning of the summer. Not just being able to use his speed, but his yards after contact is what makes him really good. Like to see more of that from Chris as well.
2nd and 2. Possibly the final play of the third coming up here. 41 seconds until we head to the final 12 minutes of regulation. And a handoff up the gut, pushing his way forward towards the first down. The bulldoze down to the 38. First down, Greater Latrobe on the monster carry by Chris Cochran.
That's a gain of 7, 99 yards for Chris on the night, and with 21 seconds left, the Wildcats are in Franklin Regional territory, inside the Franklin Regional 40.
And it seems the Cats will indeed take this one to the fourth quarter. 13-7. Cats have the ball on the Panthers 38. Fourth quarter football from Latrobe Memorial Field. When we come back, you're watching the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group. Greater Latrobe with the ball as they lead 13-7 over Franklin Regional.
Why deal with the hassle of big city airports and connecting flights? At All Palmer Regional Airport in Latrobe, we make travel simple. Enjoy free parking right by the terminal, quick check-ins, and no long lines. All on a relaxed, easy-to-navigate airport. But the best part? You've got non-stop flights to sunny Orlando and Myrtle Beach every day. Plus, enjoy convenient twice-weekly service to Fort Lauderdale. No layovers, no stress, just smooth, non-stop service straight to your favorite vacation spots. Tired of flying into a bigger airport just to stand in line and catch a connection? Skip the chaos. Fly direct from Latrobe and start your getaway the smart way. Fly Latrobe. Fly direct. Fly smart.
Back here on the Wildcats Network, presented by West Media Group. Final 12 minutes on the clock. Greater Latrobe trying to extend their 13-7 lead. Ackhammer, separation. First down, catch Ackhammer. He got some separation, tiptoeing, getting off tacklers, and a big run there for the senior. First down, Cats move the sticks.
Gain of 11 there for Ackhammer. Give him 37 yards total on the night.
And Greater Latrobe, let's see if they will try to maybe take some shots to the end zone earlier. Try to see if a long, methodical drive could be in order with Ackhammer up the gut. Ball is loose and the Panthers have it! Ackhammer with the fumble, and the Panthers D comes up with the play that they have been looking for. It was picked up by Mason Mullally, and the Panthers are back in business to start the fourth.
Don't know if we have a Team Lamani Realty One Group replay here, but Franklin Regional is going to start at the 25-yard line. It looked as if it was just whacked by a fumble, or rather by a helmet there of a Panther. So Franklin Regional is going to start their own 25.
So just like that, this is what this game brings, Richard. One play makes all the difference. And the forced fumble for the Panthers D, and they have the ball back. It's going to be a handoff to Jet Taylor. He gets tackled at the 31, a gain of 6 for number 17. And the Franklin Regional D looking for a play like that all night, and they get it at the best possible time for the Panthers, down by 6 with 11 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah, they've been able to make the Wildcats one-dimensional tonight, but they've really not gotten a splash play on defense tonight. They finally get one there, and like you said, see if the Cats can try and get another splash play of their own.
3 down linemen. Taylor again, right side. Letty trying to bring him down.
Ball's out.
And is the on in the first half. And let's see what they decide to do here with the offense staying on the field on the 4th and 3. Davola.
He's going to pooch punt again.
Indeed he will. Almost a block. Ackhammer was trying to get it. Nobody was there for the Cats. And Greater Latrobe a long way to go with the touch for Austin McClure. As Greater Latrobe a long way to go. They will either mark it at the 10 or the 11.
It's going to be at the 11-yard line, and so Greater Latrobe's got to go 89 yards.
But what a job so far, Richard, by this Greater Latrobe defense. A lot of frustrations on the defensive side of the ball for the Cats last week. So much improvements tonight, not giving anything for the Panthers after that fumble.
Yeah, and one thing that's been clear over the past couple of years here at Greater Latrobe is when they are able to take the ball away 3 or more times, they're usually on the winning end. This season, they just have 4 takeaways coming into tonight. They have added 2 more, so it's clear when they take the ball away, they're in a good position.
It's going to be an up-the-gut handoff. Tackle at the 21. Ball carrier's Cochran.
Gain of about 7 there for Chris. He's got his first 100-yard game on the night. 106 for him now.
Gain of 7. As I'm sure the game plan, Richard, for the Cats is take it slow. You want to run that clock down with now under 8:50 remaining, ahead by 6.
Yeah, like you said, 8:45 left. 13-7, Greater Latrobe is the score.
You get some first downs. It keeps the Panthers D on the field. It's going to be a handoff. Cochran looking for some room. Blockers in front, down to the 25. Chris Cochran with the big hogs in front. A lot of assistance there. And a player down for Greater Latrobe with 8:30 left in the 4th.
Here's the replay of the second down run by Cochran. I mean, he just gave a stiff arm there to Tommy Verugio, and with the injury on the field, we'll step aside here on the Wildcats. 8:30 left.
Your eyes are the windows to the world, and that's no small task. That's why when it comes to eye care, you can't afford to treat your eyes with anything less than the best. Here at Youngwood Eye Care, our vision is keeping your vision in tip-top shape, whatever your eye care needs may be. Whether you're dealing with dry eyes, need a comprehensive exam, specialty contacts, or looking for the latest trends in eyewear, Youngwood Eye Care has you covered. We do it all and so much more. Book an appointment today and give your eyes the care they deserve at Youngwood Eye Care.
Back here on the Wildcats Network, the 1st and 10, Ron Cochran, the ball carrier. Gain of around 4 or 3 as Lucas Collins was able to get up under his own power, walking towards the sidelines. And under 8 minutes to play now in the 4th. 5-yard carry there with the ball at the 31 with under 8 minutes left.
Mason Machinsky is going to be in to replace Lucas Collins at right guard. He started last week for Brady Cronenwetter, who was dealing with illness, so he's got 1 game under his belt here.
It's going to be another the jaw give. Chris Cochran down, first down yardage with the ball spotted at the 38. 7-yard run for Chris Cochran for the first down.
This is what the Wildcats have been able to do for the past 3 years with the offensive line. So I know one thing, their offensive line only has one returning starter from last year, so it's been kind of a work in progress for them to kind of gel as a cohesive group. I think they're getting better game by game. Obviously, with the teams you're going to face in 5A, you got to be good up front, and I think you're seeing it tonight, a little bit of this move in the line.
Cochran, a carry, looking the go port, but nothing. As the Panthers, their defense needs to get off the field if they want any chance of coming back into this game. I think they know that Greater Latrobe is going to try to keep it on the ground as much as they can to run out that clock. But the one break for the Panthers is they have all 3 timeouts, but there is now under 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, good news is Lucas Collins is back out there on the field for the Wildcats. 17 seconds left on the play clock.
2nd and 10, ball at the Cats 37.
Cochran's going to line up to the right of Scarton.
I don't believe Scarton has tried to throw on this drive. And he's going to try to keep it here, a design run with Scarton. Gain of about 1. They'll bring up 3rd and 9. A big play on both sides of the ball. It's going to be big for the Panthers so they can get the Cats offense off the field. And Greater Latrobe, they want to try to pick up the first down and try to milk this clock out some more, trying to maybe send Franklin to a situation where they might need to start burning their timeouts.
That last play was very familiar. It was a John Wetzel type-esque play where it was just quarterback power to the right side, and obviously Franklin Regional dissected it, but that's a little bit of page out of the playbook from a year ago.
And it's going to be another handoff. Cochran chugging away, diving forward. He's going to be short of the first down. Tackle at the 43. It'll be a gain of around 5. But we shall see what the Cats decide to do here, and they will punt it away back to Franklin Regional. Down by 6.
And I don't hate that decision to just run the ball there. You're in a close game. You're in a game where your defense has played really well here.
Your defense has been playing lights out.
Yeah, and one thing they did here, they did enough to potentially flip the field, where Franklin Regional will have to go a long way here. Obviously, still got to punt the ball, but
under 5 minutes left. Another bot snap by Horner, and he does boot it away with the bounce at the 36. And it's going to be picked up and returned, but no room to run. As the Panthers deciding to pick that one up. That wasn't the intended target for the punt return. It was picked up by Lachlan Bresnahan with Tyrone Leonard, the original target on the return. And the Panthers have the ball back, down by 6 with 4:43 left in the 4th. And the ball will be marked at the 22. 78 yards for the Panthers if they want to try to tie and possibly take the lead.
They do have all 3 timeouts at their disposal. They will have to go 78 yards if they want to tie this game. Have to think that from this point forward, Franklin Regional is going to be in go-for-it mode.
And Avola hands it off. Jet Taylor looking to pick up some yards here. And the ball is out again. Jet Taylor popped it. It almost seemed like that was a lateral. The Panthers are going to keep it. But another disaster avoided.
Oh, it was definitely a strip there by Clayton Burkett. Luckily, it bounced right into the arms of Troy Slezak. So the Panthers will maintain in possession of the ball with 4:18 left.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. And the Panthers, if they want to march down the field, they might have to try to take some shots to the air too.
Play clock is down at 8 already.
If you're a Franklin Regional, you don't want to burn a timeout here. You got 2 seconds to snap. And they get it off just in time, and Navola back to pass, all kinds of time, down the middle, and it is broken up by Liddy.
What a play by Tristan Letty here. Wonder if we can get a Team Lamani Realty One Group replay here.
Leonard was the target down the middle. Clock stops, 39 with 3:52 left.
Letty has been, like I mentioned earlier in the game, Letty's been playing it at these inside hash marks because Franklin Regional is only going either one receiver at a side or 2 receivers on one end. That time he's in the hash, and he's kind of playing like a free safety there, just enough with a fingertip deflection there in order to force an incomplete pass. Stops the clock, 3:52 left, 3rd and 9 for the Panthers.
Davola. Back to pass. Far side, in the traffic, it is caught at the 35. And he sends it over. That is indeed a catch for Tyrone Leonard. And a much-needed first down for the Panthers on the gain of 12.
It's a gain of 11 for Leonard.
Clock continues to roll. Panthers still have all 3 timeouts. Jones Lane in the backfield. Davola, he hands it off. Jones Lane looking for some room on the scoreboard side. Nothing there. But the Cats D come into play, especially up front. They knew that the Panthers were going to have that big ground attack, and Franklin has really been closed down a lot with lanes on just a gain of 1 there, 2nd and 9 at the 36. And Franklin Regional, they need the hurry, under 3 minutes to play. Davola. Play action. Down the middle, incomplete. The intended target was McClure. And the Cats D comes up big again with the breakup. And I believe that was Letty on coverage again.
I think the Cats caught a break here because it was just a little bit of an overthrow by Davola right through the hands of McClure.
3rd and 9,
And
clock
here you go,
stops.
another 3rd and 9 here for the Wildcat defense here. Gotta think that if Franklin Regional doesn't get it here, they're gonna be going for it.
They have to. 2:43 left. Well, maybe not. They do have all 3 timeouts. We shall see what happens here. Davola. Back to pass again. Cats bring heat. A flag is down. Davola works the run. First down and more. He gets tackled, but will this be coming back?
I think Luke Kaiser on the Latrobe sideline thinks it's going to be a hold against the Panthers, and it is going to be coming back.
The run for Davola, he would have been set at the Cats 43. But it indeed is coming back. A hold against Franklin Regional with 2:34 left.
Penalties have hurt the Panthers here, not just in the second half, but in the game entirely. With 2:34 left, it's going to be 3rd and about a mile here for the Panther offense.
Davola was able to escape, picking up the first down, and he got it in the greater Latrobe territory, but the hold sets up a 3rd and 19 now, with the clock continuing to roll down. Now under 2:30 left to play. Panthers still have all 3 timeouts. And Franklin Regional taking a lot of time on the 3rd and 19 here. And a whistle. And now the Panthers use the timeout.
Delay a game. I think a delay a game.
Oh, they didn't even get it off in time. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 24 now with 2:08 left.
That's a interesting there. I don't know what exactly the thought process was there.
3rd and 24 now with 2:08 left.
Clock is going to stop here due to the penalty.
And Davola, another flag is down, looking to set up a screen to Leonard, who goes nowhere. The tackle, Ackhammer and Cochran with the 1-2 punch. But we'll check the flag, and I assume if it's against Franklin Regional, this should be declined.
We will see here. It's only a 1-yard gain. Probably an illegal shift against the Panthers.
Indeed it is. And they will decline the penalty. 4th and 24 on the way for Franklin Regional, and the benefit of not using any of their timeouts there, they are going to punt it away, but if the Cats get 1 first down, this game's over. And for Franklin Regional, they look to get a 3 and out and get their offense back on the field with no timeouts.
Clock is running here under 2 minutes here at Memorial Stadium.
It's going to be a boot. Fair catch at the 45 to Boutinia. So the mindset for the Cats, get a first down, and this game is over. And Richard is going to go down to the sidelines and wait for Tom McIntyre after the conclusion of this contest. This game is still not over, but if the Cats get one first down, this game is on ice. And Greater Latrobe looks to start Big East play with a victory tonight before they hit the road to Armstrong next week. And they will hand it off at camera. A move into Franklin territory. He's going to be short of the first down. Tackle made by Mason Mullally. And the Panthers using their first timeout. A lot of room on the run. With Franklin Regional about to use their first timeout, I believe. They did put it on the board, with the clock stopping with 1:42 left. It was a low-scoring affair when these two teams met last year. Literally, only 3-0, and a low-scoring affair tonight with no points so far in the second half. That last touchdown to Chris Cochran on that big run, that was the last. Franklin Regional ahead 7-0 on that 6-yard touchdown run to Dominic Davola, and then the run to Chris Cochran. And my apologies, we forgot about the Dom Scarton run from 2 yards out, and that gave the Cats the lead. That run to Cochran tied the game at 7-all. Franklin Regional getting that touchdown with 5:28 left in the first, and Panthers haven't seen the end zone since, and we get a flag down, and if this is a false start, it's going to set up a 2nd and 10. It will. A break there for Franklin Regional. The false start on the line, and it's going to set up a 2nd and 10. Back to the original line of scrimmage. A break there for the Panthers. So what will the Cats decide to do here? With 1:42 left, clock stops off the timeout called by Lance Getze. Got the fullback in, it's Gasky. And they will hand it off. Oh my goodness, the ball is out, and the Panthers have it. Oh my goodness, another strip for the Franklin D, and the Panthers are in business, and not the boot, they're in Cats territory. Oh my goodness, another fumble for the Cats, and Franklin Regional with 2 timeouts. They have the ball back with 1:38 left. And the Cats D, that's played lights out all night, is going to have to come up with a few big plays here. As the Panthers offense marches on the field. They got 1:38 left. Davola, all kinds of time. He's gonna wind this one deep. One-on-one coverage, intercepted! Sawyer Butina saying thank you very much to Austin McClure. Sawyer Butina delivers! The Franklin D gets the play. The Cats say, we're going to get a play too. Panthers, they do have 2 timeouts left. 1:28 left. Scarton is going to line up under center. So we have another look here at the replay on the sideline. There's going to be a dump there on the play live. Have a look there at our sideline camera. Panthers are going to call a timeout. They have 1 left with 1:21 left in this game. Sawyer Butina, 1v1 with Austin McClure, the intended receiver. I would love to see if we can get a Team Lamani Realty 1 replay on the interception, the Sawyer Boutinia. The monster play. Unfortunately, we will not get a replay, but remember, you can go back and watch it when we sign off here on the Wildcats Network, presented by West Media Group. A 2nd and 6 on the way, and the Panthers only working with one more timeout. One first down. The Cats off the 2-2 and 1-0 in Big East play. Richard Hillwig is down there now having a word with Tom McIntyre. When this game ends in a few seconds, Chris Cochran says good night. The first down, and the Cats move the sticks, and they will send the Panthers back to Murraysville 0-4. Sawyer Boutinia, the hero, as Dominic Davola marched back onto the field, sending that pass deep, and then Austin McClure, the intended target, and Sawyer Boutinia coming down with the interception to win it for Greater Latrobe. And the boot. Cats are going to defeat the Panthers for the 2nd year in a row. There's going to be no points scored in this half. Like we talked about, we had a feeling this was going to be a defensive game. It was 3-0 last year, and it was 0-0 here in the second. As Scarton, it is victory formation time with the Panthers out of timeouts, and the Cats are gonna win it. Their first win at home.
Officials will spot the ball.
And a hard-fought battle by both teams tonight. But a tough start for Franklin Regional. They have made the playoffs every year since 2021. But they are going to start 2025 0-4. Panthers are going to have the rivalry contest coming up at home. Lee Murraysville versus Monroeville when the Gators come to town. And this ball game tonight on Youth Night here at home inside Latrobe Memorial Stadium. Sawyer Boutinia comes down with the interception to win it as Greater Latrobe 13, Franklin Regional 7, as this game goes final tonight. So that is how the Cats get their first victory at home this season. And they go to 2-2, and most importantly, 1-0 in Big East play. Cats are, of course, going to hit the road, taking on Armstrong next week. And a sweet victory here for the Cats, knowing that they are going to hit the road for the next 3 weeks. The next contest here inside Latrobe Memorial Stadium, it's going to be the big one. The defending WPIAL 5A champions come to town, Hein Richland, in that 5A non-section matchup. The Greater Latrobe celebrating here tonight. Richard Hillwig is down on the sidelines, and we will await Tom McIntyre. And a defensive battle. No points scored in the second. That last touchdown by Dom Scarton with 1:59 left in the second, making all the difference. And that is how Greater Latrobe gets their first win of the season at home. As Richard Hillwig down on the sidelines there, we will await Tom McIntyre. I believe Tom McIntyre is going to talk to his boys, and then he will come on over to speak to Richard Hillwig for the first time in 2 weeks. What a night here. Since we have some time, let's see if we can get some score updates from around 5A tonight. I'm looking to see if we can get some updates before we send it down to Richard, the talk. Coach McIntyre, Woodland Hills is going to send PT back to Harrison City with their first loss of the season with that game just about over. Woodland Hills leading Penn Trafford at the moment, 42-21. We shall see if we can get an update from Monroeville. That's who the Panthers are going to be taking on next week. And as a Murraysville resident, that is always a terrific battle between Franklin Regional and Gateway. Murraysville versus Monroeville, neighboring neighborhoods, with the battle of the county line, with Westmoreland and Allegheny County neighboring each other there, Murraysville and Monroeville. I got some commercials right now on the YouTube stream, so as soon as those are complete, we will give you that. I'm just about done on my laptop here and trying to see if we can get a score update with Gateway leading Kiski at the moment. I'm looking to see if we can get a score. It's 28-19, so that one close between Gateway and Kiski area. Seeing how things shake out in week 1 of section play in the Big East Conference in the WPIAL, with the Cats heading to the locker room, and they will celebrate. As Richard Hillwig, you see him there on the bottom of your screen. As we wait for Tom McIntyre to come on over, see what he has to say after this thrilling victory tonight. And on the other side, tough start on the season for Franklin. Lance Getzy talking to his guys as the Panthers trying to make it back to the WPIAL playoffs for the 5th year in a row. They have made it every year since 2021. But it's a tough start to the Panthers. They start Big East play 0-1 and 0-4 in overall play, as that's going to be a tough one to swallow as the Panthers head back to Murraysville. Still looking to see Tom McIntyre head on down the talk to Mr. Hillwig. Spreader Latrobe getting this win that they needed. The switch after the 35-0 loss in the 6A 5A matchup against Norwood. Still looking to see here. What a night for Greater Latrobe. We talked about no points scored in the second half. As we await to see it's going to be a busy few weeks for Greater Latrobe. We'll head to Armstrong next week. We'll be off to Woodland Hills, take on the Wolverines, and then Kiski on October 3rd, and then back-to-back home games to close out the home portion of the season between Pine Richland and Gateway, and then the last matchup of the year on the 24th as they will head to Harrison City, take on Penn Trafford. And on the other side for Franklin Regional, going over the rest of their season, just talked about how they try the return to the playoffs after making it every year. The last time the Panthers missed the playoffs was 2020. And having a look at the rest of the season for the Panthers. As you mentioned, they'll head back home. The rivalry matchup, so they'll take on Gateway. And then they will hit the road, the short drive up to take on Kiski area on the 26th. They'll have that non-Big East matchup against Fox Chapel, and then they will take on Penn Trafford. That's always a good rivalry game between Penn Trafford and Franklin Regional, neighboring communities. And then on the 17th, Panthers will hit the road to take on Woodland Hills, and then they will close out the regular season against Armstrong. Looking to see once again. Try to get some more updates from around the WPIAL with a lot of good 5A battles here tonight. Conference play in full swing here tonight. And what a job as well coming in and getting the carries, Cash Ackhammer and Chris Cochran. Sawyer Butina unfortunately having to leave the game early on with an injury. As we see Richard now over there as he will get ready, was able to run down Tom McIntyre as Tykel, our camera operator, he too coming on over as we await to send things down to So we got an update from our producer, Spencer Long. We're having some camera issues here. So Tom McIntyre will come and talk to us here up in the press box for this thrilling victory tonight. Richard and Tom are making their way up the steps right now for this thrilling victory here tonight for Greater Latrobe as they take down the Panthers tonight 13-7. So we're just going to have some dead air for just a few seconds as we will make sure they get Tom McIntyre's headset ready. We'll be back quickly here on the Wildcats. Yes, sir. So we are back here on the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group here with Tom McIntyre right now. Tom, wow, what a win for you and your boys. Just first off, it was 7-0 early. So what did you say to the guys when Franklin was able to get that touchdown early, and of course you guys punching back with those 2 TDs?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that it was going to be back and forth all night, and they struck first, and we didn't waver, which is an important thing to do there. Obviously we would have liked to jump ahead. We would like to get off to a little bit better start, but number one thing is how do you respond when that adversity hits, and I think we did a good job doing that tonight.
And moving along to the second half with, of course, no points being scored, and such, with you being on the staff last year with the 3-0 battle, did you guys expect going in that this might be a defensive battle like how it was in Murraysville a year ago?
Oh, for sure. Every time we play these guys, we expect a game just like this. It was everything we expected it to be. It was physical. It was every yard. Anytime you play these guys, you have to earn every yard, and we knew that going in. They're a good football team. They're well coached, and our offensive line, we've got to give a lot of credit to them. It's the best they've played all season. They played as one unit, and, I'm really impressed with the work they did.
And what do you have to say, Tom, about the job that your defensive line and your linebackers did? Because I assume, looking on tape, that you knew the Panthers were going to be running the ball a lot tonight. So what do you have to say about the job that your defensive line did to really step up, knowing that the Panthers had a lot of handoffs tonight?
They were great. I mean, the starting 3 there really, they gave us everything they had. Lucas Collins, who hasn't played any defense in a couple weeks, he stepped in and really did an admirable job there, playing both sides of the ball. Senior giving it his all out there, team captain, and he showed exactly why, a guy that we can lean on. Dylan Miller and Aaron Gasky have been phenomenal all year. Wade Enoch's done a great job on that D-line. And, they make it easier for the linebackers, for Cash and for Izzy to kind of find the ball there. They're swallowing up blocks even when they're not making the tackle. Chris Cochran, and that's why our linebackers, I think, were in on so many tackles because of the phenomenal job those guys did up front.
And that final play, Tom, that sealed it for you guys. Talk about the job that Sawyer did on that interception, because it seemed that Austin McClure was going to have the catch, and then Sawyer Butina literally just said thank you very much for the interception and for the pick to seal the win.
We talked before the game, right before we came out on the field, about how we need to be there for each other. We need to pick each other up. And, we give him the ball back at midfield, and Sawyer, he's been a leader all year long. He's stepped up really from before the season even started. taking a huge step as a senior this year, being a leader on this team. And, he just took it upon himself to just refuse to lose it and make that play to pick his buddy up and, put us in position to take the knee there to get the win.
And how does it feel to be 1-0 entering in the conference play as you guys hit the road? And also, how does it feel knowing that you get this win tonight, knowing that you're going to be on the road for the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, at this point in the year, a conference game, every game carries so much weight. And when you look back at the end of the season, it comes down to plays. It comes down to just single assignments during plays on whether you keep playing into the playoffs or not. And we preach that all week. Everything's on the line right now when you get into conference play. So it's a home game. Last time we're going to be here for a while. It'll be cold the next time we're back here probably. So we're going to go on the road. We've traditionally played pretty well on the road. So we're looking forward to that challenge next week, heading up to Armstrong, long bus ride. And we're going to get back to work tomorrow and get ready for them.
Tom, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That is Tom McIntyre here on the post-game show here on the Wildcats Network presented by West Media Group. Richard's going to go on here send his final thoughts on this incredible game. So, Richard, wow, just going down to the sidelines, just coming – thinking up here, I was like, oh, maybe Richard might have went down a little too early. But, just that pick that Bettina had on the sideline, with you watching that from the sidelines, that was unbelievable.
I'm surprised you didn't ask him what his blood pressure was after that fumble. I'm surprised you didn't ask him what his blood pressure was after that game. I really don't because, I got to think.
With him saying, he just said, we got to be there for each other. And he said Sawyer was able to step up and, Latrobe, they were not fazed by turning the ball over and Bettina getting the pick.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm really impressed with tonight by the Wildcats is they were not fazed. Things did not go their way offensively at times. They had a couple turnovers. Passing game didn't really click tonight. The running game looked really good tonight with the offensive line, the way that they played. Chris Cochran had his first true game of the year. We'll see what the status of AJ Yeboah is for next week against Armstrong, but talk about a real quality win. I was going to ask him this, I asked him this on the way up. It doesn't matter how you win. Like last year, Franklin Regional won 3-0. So it doesn't matter how you win these games. Yeah, you want to be clean in the way you play. You don't want to turn the ball over. But you want to play the right way. You want to play to win. And tonight it was a matter of playing to win, even if it wasn't a blowout like Franklin Regional has been getting blown out in the couple games. They kept it real close. They're a really good coach team. I think the Wildcats are as well. And, this win, I thought the Plum win would say a lot about the direction of the program with Tom McIntyre. I think this win says a lot about, the character of this team under Tom McIntyre as well.
And that is going to do it for us here on this incredible night inside Latrobe Memorial Stadium. For everybody here in our Wildcats Network production crew, our producer tonight, Spencer Long, our camera operators, Tyke Kale and Zach Miller. I'm Colton the Bias signing off here from Latrobe Memorial Stadium and also from my broadcast partner, Richard Hillwig. A phenomenal victory for Greater Latrobe tonight as they take down the Panthers. 13-7 Panthers will hit the road. They'll take on Armstrong next week. But the final tonight, Cats go to 1-0, and Big East play on the season, 13-7, the final here tonight.